Day in, day out. Sidewalk sleepers, turn about. Day by day, the work gets done. Day by day, another war goes on. Tell me, where are we going? Oh, what's the future showing? Oh, where are we headed? With all that's going on, where are we getting? Welcome to Nerds Gone Rogue, episode 140. My name is Matthew Keel. I am at infinite_rewind on every social media platform conceivable in this known universe. And I am here to bring you three other voices to talk about video games. But before we get to them, I'm gonna have a bit of a chat. First off, we are giving away Mortal Kombat 11 on all current gen consoles. PC as well, Corey?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay.
What? I can enter then.
I don't know. Hang on. Let's not derail this too yet. The rules are simple. Screenshot your audio and video video subscriptions and send them to ngrradiopodcast@gmail.com along with the reason you listen to the show. For extra goodwill, head over to iTunes, Stitcher, Castbox, or whatever podcast service you listen to us on and rate us. Helps with discoverability and boosts us up the charts. I mean, after all, we have to catch Last Life's, ranked 212. Am I right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I don't know what that is.
That's fine.
It's Kenny's podcast.
It's Kenny's podcast. They're really funny and they're really good. You should.
It doesn't make it up here. We have strong censorship.
I mean, well, their accent is stronger than Moose's.
Kenny in the Jets.
Speaking of where you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/nerdsgonerogue and facebook.com/groups/nerdsgonerogue, Twitter at nerdsgonerogue, Instagram at nerdsgonerogue_official, and starting next week, you can find our show live on twitch.tv/ngrradio, as well as youtube.com/ngrradio and ngrradio.com/live. Also, you can take us with you on iTunes and other podcast services and on streaming services like Spotify and iHeartRadio. Also, check out our other podcasts and feeds like Nerds Gone Platinum, Nintendo Pow Block, Arsenal X, Nerds Gone Rogue, the B-sides, and more to announce later on. Let's get to the show. As I said before, I'm Matthew Keel. I said where I'm at. Alongside me, producer-in-chief, the video man himself, Corey Dierig, at Corey in HD 713 on Twitter, at Corey in HD everywhere else, and Rogue Spartan 4 on PSN. How are you, sir?
I'm great. I woke up this morning, had a good weekend, hit a new milestone this weekend, so that's pretty good. Pretty proud of myself.
I am too.
Why are you staring at me like that, Matt?
I got an alert, and it was Reba sending me.
I thought you were actually listening to me intently, like you were leaning in to tell me more about this weekend.
I mean, I like to get as close to you as I can.
I know.
So
I've hit that.
I've heard the rumors that he smelled very good. So
you cut the fucking guy off, Moose. Continue.
Gentlemen,
go get another people's elbow, Moose.
Yeah, that beer's just gone straight to your head.
I finally hit that 50-pound mark.
Congratulations.
Proud of you, man.
Congratulations. That was pretty awesome. And then I ruined it by eating Chipotle and a bunch of Twix.
No. You celebrated it.
Yes,
now you can lose it all again.
I know.
Now you just get back on the train and keep moving.
I almost fell off.
Now, if I lose 50 pounds, my celebration is to eat an entire pizza.
Okay.
And that ruins it. I feel like Chipotle and a couple of Twix. Oh, okay. So you're getting 2 or 3 pounds.
It's a little healthier. I think Chipotle is a healthier option than
I didn't get sour cream because I'm not big on sour cream.
That's fair.
So,
That's fair.
Yeah. Did you do deadlifts like I told you to go do?
No, I went on the elliptical and the treadmill until I was going to fall off.
No,
I was kind of
deadlift, man. Moose does the elliptical.
He's trying to go hard like I do, but it's okay.
I was a little stressed out this weekend. Sorry, Phillips.
Corey played college football. He doesn't need you telling him to do deadlifts, Phillips.
Like, exercise is great for like stress. I mean, I wasn't stressed today, but like I ate too much, and I was like, I need to go to the gym. I want to go to the gym, and so I went to the gym and knocked it out. So
back in the day, I did enough deadlifting and cleans to murder someone.
All right, moving on from Corey, we have the only Nerds Gone Radio. God damn it! The only Nerds Gone Rogue exclusive.
Nudes Gone Rogue.
Yeah, Nudes Gone Rogue. Apparently, we're all taking our clothes off eventually.
Yeah, you guys came up with this show. I did not agree to this naked show.
Oh, you agreed? It was in your contract.
According to Moose, 2 out of 4 is a win. So
it was in your contract. Did you not?
What kind of American math is that?
Right? Exactly.
God damn it! No wonder you guys in trouble.
I'm just saying it was in your contract when you signed it.
Okay, the only Nerds Gone Rogue exclusive, Captain Canada, Matthew Phillips. How are you, sir?
I'm doing quite well.
Cool.
Very good. It's 1,000 degrees in here, so I'm sorry if
I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up with like a shiny Pokemon, as Corey once said, because I will probably end up sweating with how hot
it is. 1,000,000 degrees in here, and I turned the heat down, and I just came back from the gym, so I'm a little warm, but I will persevere.
You're not warm because of the gym, am I right, guys? Am I right?
Isn't it rough? Like I had to sit in the living room and just like try and like deheat after coming home from the gym. I before I got in the car,
sweating like crazy, and I've already showered.
Before I got in the car,
you're not cooling down, you're deheating.
I took my shirt off, and I actually rang out. It was probably like a half a cup of sweat, like if not a full cup of sweat. It was insane. I'm like, this is crazy. So, and I came home and I sat here with my shirt off, with the fan on high, and I'm like, I've got to record in a half hour. I got to shower.
You say you're not a Southerner. That just cements it, man.
I'm not a Southerner.
That dog ain't gonna hunt.
You are one notch away from being a Jeff Foxworthy joke, Moose.
That's what we should do with the meme.
There we go.
You might be a redneck if you drink a beer called the People's Elbow.
It's a good beer.
Speaking of the People's Elbow, Moose had a birthday.
Sadly, yes.
That's not sad. You made it.
Yeah.
You scaled the hill.
Yeah.
According to most, you are now over it. So
I wouldn't say 60's over it, but he looks pretty good.
I'm like well past the middle of my life expectancy. I think 30 really was my life expectancy, like the middle of it. So I've been over the hill for a long time.
So let's all say happy 40th to Moose.
Happy 40th, Moose.
Happy 40th, Moose.
Happy 40th. Moose.
Hey, Moose, if it makes you feel better, it's 7.5 years till I reach 40. So,
and from telling Corey to fuck off, we can just move on to our little contest that I ran over the weekend. I ran this in our Facebook group. This is one of the many reasons why you should just join Facebook and be in our group, because you could win a $20 gift card to whatever online game store you prefer.
Now, hold on a second. I'd like to tell the listeners and the viewers out there that not only will they have to join Facebook, they would have to join Twitter, because you told them in the Facebook post.
That's true.
That's true.
That's true.
Matt's feeding the system, the social media
I created
system.
a barrier of entry. I created a barrier of entry.
Continue, sir. I was like, that's hilarious. And then Jurgen's like, I got a great one. He was at a party with me that morning. He's like, I got a great one. He's like, but his DMs aren't working. And I'm like,
yeah, that's my bad. Hey, I don't, just because I'm trying this stuff doesn't mean I claim to be good at it, Moose.
No, I understand. It was just funny. It made me chuckle. I'm sorry.
That's but see, like when he said it to me on when he commented on the post, I'm like, that's me. I'm an idiot. That's
an infinite underscore.
That's This is what kind of mind you are working with, ladies and gentlemen. So, on Moose's 40th birthday, his lovely wife, Kelly, sent me this. And I don't know if it'll still be playing, but it's basically sent me this. And she said,
did Moose's face break your screen?
No. The ground broke my screen. But she said, you should make a great meme out of this. So I thought of two things. I thought I should send it to Alan Heinen so the meme war can continue. And I did that. But then I thought, let's try something different. Let's see if someone's willing to make fun of Moose for $20. And I think a lot of people were willing to make fun of Moose for $20, but weren't willing to jump through the hoops to do so. And that was kind of why I did it. So, because I knew if I made it like you had to DM me on Twitter, I knew that there would be some roadblock that I inherently put there, like keeping my DMs off. And I also knew that I don't have a ton of followers on Twitter, and a lot of the cross-pollination doesn't really happen. So yeah, I ended up having very little to work with, but I have responses nonetheless. So do you guys want to see it again before I go into the responses, or no?
No, I'm watching it in our Facebook group right now.
Okay.
Hilarious.
Okay, well, actually, Corey, there are a couple of responses.
I would like to preface for the viewers and listeners. I have not had a drinking session of beer of more than like one beer since January. I celebrated when my wife got her new job, and
that was one beer.
No. Listen to me.
In fairness, it was the people's elbow.
So, anyways, I celebrated once when my wife got her new job. I had a beer, and then I celebrated when my buddy, who I haven't seen in like 10 years, who I went to high school with, was down visiting. So we went drinking. Those are the only two times I've drank since January, the last weekend of January, starting this weight loss challenge with Jason and Justin. And I was 5 or 6 beers in at that time. And then we went out for dinner and had another beer, and then I was drinking a beer when that video was taken. So I was pretty white girl wasted.
Can I tell you something? You're not running for office. Ain't nobody here judging you.
I know. I'm just letting them know.
Does that really matter anymore? Did you see who's in office?
I know, right?
That's true.
That's pretty
now,
tame.
If you start talking about grabbing women by the hoo-has, I might have some judgment for you. But
I say grab them by the IPAs.
There you go. Okay, so I'm not gonna. Corey, you have the post up, correct?
I do.
Okay, so there are a couple of people who posted there and got themselves immediately disqualified. Because I know Antonio Guillen is one of them.
Yeah. To be fair, Chris Har says this is too sexual for me.
Which that's for someone who defaults by going to the butt. I figured this was right up his alley, or maybe it's just maybe he's afraid of the front. I don't know.
So many jokes to make,
right? So what did Antonio say?
I'm looking for it. He didn't. Wait, hold on. I'm looking.
Something about nibbits, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Dat Moose right there. He ain't right since the goat got to his nibbits.
Which I don't know what that means, but all right.
The goat got the nuts. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
And then I will say Jason Marshall, he added me on Twitter with this one and then sent it to me, so it's disqualified. He said Bloodborne made a beer, excite level over 9,000.
That's a good one.
Now, and part of the rules were you could send as many as you wanted. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and I'm just going to read the responses, and I'm not going to say who they are.
Okay.
So first response, hey Moose, there's a ghost sitting on your face.
I like it.
Next response, when the beer and burgers are just too good, Moose's body doesn't know how to handle that trip to Flavor Town.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
And then Bloodborne 2 will be coming exclusively to PS4 this fall.
Okay. I know we were going to be roasting Moose. I would have written some jokes down.
That's what the point was. I can't help it, Phillips.
You think I read this shit? I don't pay attention.
Doesn't check Facebook. He doesn't know what the fuck's going on.
Look, Moose tagged me in a show question today that I was supposed to answer on here, and I answered it on the Facebook group.
I know, because he's too fucking efficient.
You think I know what's going on? I have no fucking idea.
He doesn't know how this works. We'll get him trained before long, okay? We'll get him trained before long.
I've got to read the manual again.
Next response. When you go down too far and she farts.
Oh, Deshaun said something in the chat. That's pretty funny.
What does he say? Moose looking like he got touched all the right ways. Yeah. Okay. When she's not the only one with a tongue in her hole. Can you smell what the moose is cooking? This is how you do it, right?
Oh my word.
Oh man.
She's about to come. I'm about to suffocate. This is great.
So this isn't a family show then.
Never pretended it to be otherwise.
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Moose, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop? To be fair, that was that person's first response. Everything else was after.
Okay.
At least that person is as old as us, because those commercials have been on for a while, have they?
Yeah, no, they have not.
And then
one, two,
and then the last one, 3. Wait, how's it go? The caption should read, "Time to try something new. Going down on her while being electrocuted." Okay. And that is all of them. Now, if you'd like me to read some more, if you'd like me to read some again, I will.
Read them real fast. Real fast.
That second one you read was pretty funny.
Yeah. Read through them real fast, real quick, so I can try and remember.
Hey, Moose, there's a ghost sitting on your face.
That one's pretty funny.
When the beer and burgers are just too good, Moose's body just doesn't know how to handle the trip to Flavor Town. Bloodborne.
Go ahead.
Bloodborne 2 will be coming exclusively to PS4 this fall. I pulled up that person's profile, not their responses. When you go down too far and she farts. When she's not the only one with a tongue in her hole. Can you smell what the moose is cooking? This is how you do it, right? She's about to come. I'm about to suffocate. Hey, Mr. Moose, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop? And then time to try something new, going down on her while being electrocuted.
The one where she doesn't look like she's the only one with a tongue in her hole is pretty funny. That was pretty funny.
It's a toss-up between that one and when the burgers and the beer taste so good.
Okay, well, Moose, you got to pick.
I'm gonna have to go with she's not the only one with a tongue in her hole. But it's real close. It's really close because the other one's great too.
All right. So I am going to respond to that person on Twitter. You have been declared a winner.
Do we get to know who it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you can just go to his Twitter and see who he's replying.
No, I'm DMing it, so you can't see. No, the winner is actually Paul Linga.
Nice.
The winner is Paul Linga. Now, awesome. the Flavor Town. I'll go through each person's responses because it was basically 3 people and 2 with multiples. Paul was the when you fart when you're down too far and she farts when she's not the only one with a tongue in her hole. Can you smell what the moose is cooking? This is how you do it right. She's about to come. I'm about to suffocate, and the Tootsie Pop one.
Okay.
Let's see. And then Alan Heinen was, hey, Moose, there's a ghost sitting on your face. When the beer and burgers are just too good, Moose's body just doesn't know how to handle the trip to Flavor Town.
I knew one of them, I knew the tough choice would be Alan's.
And then Bloodborne 2. And then the final one that I read was Jurgen. Time to try something new, going down on her while being electrocuted.
I do like that one. That one was good.
I mean, the people that actually got their responses in the right way, they brought gold. They really did. So I will reach out to Paul after the show and figure out how he wants his gift card and get that to him.
That's pretty funny.
That was fun.
Paul, that was funny. That was pretty funny.
And I will reach out to Kelly and say if Moose gets himself into any more shenanigans,
cheers to y'all.
You should send pictures and we will make fun of him on the show.
It's good.
And people could win prizes. Who knows?
That's true. That's true.
Win prizes
for the listeners' amusement anytime.
Yeah, she's got plenty of material. You know, doing stupid stuff all the time. So. I don't even know what she said to me to make me do that. I was just like,
she didn't have to say anything. You probably just did it.
I think you just do that regularly.
Yeah,
probably.
They should probably said, "Hey, what about that Sycamore beer you like?" And you'd press
yeah, it's brewed with the tears of unicorns. So good. Called Rainbow Dust.
So you have to make unicorns cry why do you want to make unicorns cry?
Because the beer is delicious.
Why do you want to harvest their tear ducts? That seems a bit
the beer is delicious.
Right, but that's a bit barbaric.
Listen.
All for deliciousness.
It's better than their blood. And I don't have to kill them.
I don't know, man. I'm pretty sure harvesting an animal's tear ducts is not So we play video games here. It's been long enough. We should probably get to the video game talk.
Nope.
Okay. So sports. We could talk about the tournament. Isn't the national championship game sometime soon? I don't know when
it's probably going on at 9:30. Virginia versus
Texas Tech. My pool shat the bed in the Sweet 16, and I don't really care anymore.
Well, I care because Corm's team is in it, Texas Tech, even though they beat Mobile, but I was like, hey, they're making it the whole way. That's cool.
Yeah. Texas Tech hasn't been there ever, I don't think.
No, this is the first time both of them are in the championship. So anyways.
Apparently the Premier League is a pretty tight race between Liverpool and Manchester City.
Nobody cares.
I do.
It's at 9:20, so it's in 12. Starts in 12 minutes.
Oh man, we better.
Man, I forgot the game.
Gone.
So video games. Corey, let's start with you. Actually, you said you wanted to address something. So before we get to video, we'll hold this off.
Yeah, I won't take too much time addressing this, but I know I kind of voiced some stress this weekend via social media and personal chats with everybody, and I just, first of all,
how dare you be a human?
I know. I'm sorry. I should apologize to Phillips first and foremost because he kind of got the brunt end of it at one point. Yeah,
I didn't even notice.
Oh, well, okay.
I didn't take anything you said.
So apparently, another way the U.S. is beating Canada in the politeness department.
Yeah. Honestly, I didn't take anything you said personally. No, I accept your apology either way.
No, I just I have been getting some feedback internally and externally about. Maybe our content is not, first of all, everybody's on a schedule. I know we don't put out, quote unquote, enough content for somebody to consume us on YouTube or whatever. And, that's fine. And, sometimes we write on the website and I've realized that our content is not up to par with some other, group. So I kind of, and I'm not great at like communicating my frustration through words. So I sat this weekend and wrote a letter to everybody.
Mhm.
You guys all got it and everything. And I just, I wanted to read a few paragraphs because I feel like as one of the leaders of this group, I would kind of say is like, I felt like I needed to do this just to address everyone's concerns and everyone's ideas and everything. So I'm just going to read like 3 paragraphs out of this.
Okay.
5-page document. I realize that 5 pages is probably a little excessive, but
that's all right. Once we get to the questions, we have to hear dissertations from Captain Canada PhD over there.
I'm writing notes right here, man. I forgot the pen.
So I'm gonna read these first 2 paragraphs and then the one kind of towards the middle. When I started this podcast with Matthew in 2016, I never thought it would become what it is today. Nerds Gone Rogue started as one podcast with 2 people and some guests, and grew into the 8 of us, 4 major podcasts, multiple YouTube channels, and other experiments, good and bad. I was shocked, humbled, and almost overwhelmed. As a team, I feel we've built a brand into something special, small but special, and it could never become what it is without all of you, and I am extremely thankful and proud of everyone. With that said, I realize I have not done a good job of positioning us for better success. Though some of our podcasts have seen great success, other efforts have not, and I take full responsibility for that. And I want to strive to be a better leader for this group in every aspect. I have been doing more research in the last few weeks in terms of trademarking, becoming a better company, making proper videos for different audiences, and how to become a better promoter. I need to be better so we can be better. And then the last thing I kind of want to read here is kind of the most important thing to me. The most important thing I want to discuss is positivity and teachability. I'm not just saying within our shows or within our content, but to each other and our peers. I do not want anyone to feel discouraged or put down by what they are creating. If there is a point we can teach and encourage, then let's do so. There are times we are going to disagree, think someone's opinions are outlandish, and be straight up wrong about things. These are times when we should have an intelligent conversation or correct the mistake as a teachable moment and not bring people down. I have been guilty of this and want to correct this as a whole. If you have some concerns or issues, address that party encouragingly. The video game industry is too full of negativity and a you're wrong, I'm right mentality. And if we can avoid being a part of that trend, let's do it. If we don't like something, give some intelligent and knowledgeable thoughts about it before just saying, I hate it or you're wrong. And that's the end of the discussion. I don't know. There's a lot more I addressed in this letter, but like, I feel like, to some, this might just be like a podcast or a YouTube channel or, but to me, like, you guys are all my friends. And for the better part of 4 years almost, like Monday nights have been kind of like the night I look forward to the most. And I know last week you guys asked me if I had something on my mind or whatever. And I've been thinking a lot about us and this group and everything. And I kind of needed to take a step back and look at it as what it is. And I just kind of wanted to, acknowledge that you guys are doing a good job and you guys are like my closest friends, I don't have very many friends outside of this. And I kind of just want to thank you guys for like being here. It's Monday nights are like the highlight of my week, and I can't stress enough how important this night is to me. So
I feel, sorry, I'll jump in.
No, go ahead.
I definitely feel the same way. I mean, so I'm newer to being friends with you, Corey, but I've been friends with Keel and Moose for a long time. And, for me, like I spend more time with these guys than I do with people I know in real life, right? Or I say real life, this is real life, but I mean, who are close to me geographically, right? And I look forward to this too. I mean, to be honest, this is very difficult for me to do. I have a hard time talking to people. I don't like the way I talk, if I'm being honest. But, you guys asked me to join in on this thing that you do, and I was very honored. And so, even though it's a small, relatively, platform that you have, it matters to people. You hear it when they write in, right? So, what you do matters to people. And there's always going to be negative people and stuff, but that's just life, right? Usually you're brought down by people smaller than you, right? So
yeah,
you can't let it get to you. You can't. But the fact that you want to, let's not forget, this is something you do for free.
Yeah.
Or that all of us do for free, right? And we are glad that people take the time to listen to us. I can't believe anyone will listen to anything I say, right? But people do. And, these guys make fun of me because I have a pen here and I'm writing down the questions. But, I like if someone writes a question, like, I'll try and do my best to write down an answer, right? And, I appreciate that someone wrote in and or asks me a question directly or whatnot.
Yeah,
and,
I think we all do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to suggest you don't.
Okay.
No, I didn't mean to suggest you don't.
Yes,
Moose,
you did.
not maybe moose, but they're a little cold in the south. But
sometimes you just like if you write it down.
Sometimes you go down too far and she farts, Moose. I don't know.
Right, that's right. So you just want to answer the question in a rapid fire way because that's your most true answer. So you don't want to know what the answer is. You just want to get.
Some people
question.
like to think about their answers, Moose.
Well, no, and I understand
it's more complicated than that.
Did you do all your homework like the morning before class, Moose? Is that what you're telling me?
A lot of times, and I made
exactly
in a lot of classes.
Exactly.
All right.
Look, Moose graduated 7th grade by the skin of his pants. Okay.
He's like that guy. He's like that kid who wants to be a city planner in Seinfeld. He's a solid 2.0 student right there in the beginning of the curve.
I would like to point out that Phillips, if you're watching the show, has gone from this. Hey guys, how's it going?
Actually, it was more like this. Because I always thought it was funny. Like I wanted to come up with some way to refer to him as like Ghostface Killer because every time he talks, his face is right by where ours are, and we only see his eyes. He's like,
I wouldn't be offended because Ghostface is my top 3 in Wu-Tang, so I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing when Phillips accepts the fact that he has to be on camera and he actually puts himself centered in the camera. It's great.
I'm working on it. This is all new to me. I'm working on it.
I look forward to Mondays too. Monday's a stage ever. Get up early, get to work early so I can get out early and go to the gym and be ready for this when it goes live. Like this, that's my main concern for the day. What can I get done? What kind of effort do I have to skip lunch and work through lunch to try and get work done so I can leave at a reasonable time so that I am ready to record this on Monday night. Same with Nerds Gone Platinum, but that's on Tuesdays and a different thing. But it's trying to do whatever I can do in my work schedule, which is pretty flexible, to be able to get home and be able to record this and try and not miss it. And I enjoy talking to you 3 knuckleheads. I enjoy it a lot. I enjoy the fact that we're all in PSN now a little more regularly. Matt, Infinite, we miss you.
I miss you guys too.
But that, that's whatever it is. Corey's been joining us in PSN chats more often, and we're just trying to like figure out where we're trying to move from here. So people have been tweeting us. We've been talking about the PC show, we've been talking about the music show, and it's just kind of like, in all honesty, I love those ideas, but it's also kind of like we need to get something like more in place for this show and our pillars. You know what I mean? Like get like Nerds Gone Platinum firing on all cylinders like it is. This firing on all cylinders. I mean, Matt has Phillips has worked out awesome. I mean, he's a great addition to the team. I love it. I love hearing his input. I love when he talks and chats.
Ladies love him.
Yeah, ladies love him. I love that he takes the time to actually come on the show and be with us. I mean, that's awesome. And so
get your passports ready, ladies.
you gotta go to Canada unless you've got a hardcore punk or metal band showing in like a bottom basement in your local town. That's the only way you're gonna see.
Oh, I'm definitely going back to New York in November because they just announced a show that's I'm all over.
I feel like if we were some huge like podcast, that just a big group of girls would be standing at the Canadian border with. No, but just to wrap this up, because I know we want to talk about games. We have a lot of questions and stuff, but like when I was writing this on Saturday, I was kind of stressed writing this thing, and Sana was like, she proofread it like twice, and I was like, and she was like, "This is good, but why are you writing this?" I'm like, because I care about these people, and I care about the shows, and I care about everybody because they're my friends, and I just want to make sure we're all on the same page and working towards a common goal and making sure everybody's encouraging everybody and being just
supportive.
Yeah. So I mean, that was kind of like my weekend, and I've been thinking about it a lot the last couple weeks, and we've had some interesting issues, and just trying to get everybody lined up and figured out has been a challenge, so this was my way of getting it out there. And I just I love you guys, and I love everybody that's not on the show right now, like everybody that's doing the other shows and stuff. So but I'm not really good at communicating in a serious sort of way, so we should talk about games now. I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys showing up every Monday, because of me and Matt decided to do this a long time ago, and that's all.
Before we move to games, I'm gonna say one thing. I'm gonna quote somebody who's actually really, really smart. I'm gonna quote you, Corey.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm not smart.
We are so glad you're here.
Oh, well, I did say that.
You did say that. and because we're glad you're here, we're glad to be here. And like, and like I said on our clip show, I'm not doing this without you. And if this ever becomes not fun for anybody, move on, because we don't want to make this a problem. I know a lot of people have brought up on the socials about us trying to make money. And while that's a nice idea, it really is. I'm afraid of the trappings of doing that now. And that's more because that becomes an issue of taxing and dealing with W-2s or 1099s or however it works. And then trying to figure out who gets what. And it's just like, no, we're friends. Now, if someone were to come along and say, hey, I want to pay you to do that, that's a different thing. And I feel like we would bring everybody on board and say, hey, this just happened. And then we'd do that by committee. And I feel like anybody that would want to do that, we would just explore it at that time. But also, I already have a job, and I like my job. I like that my job is at work and it stays at work. I don't really bring a lot of it home. Unfortunately, I'm in healthcare, so I really can't talk about my job because of HIPAA.
You don't bring home your X-rays and hang them up in your house like artwork?
Well, we don't really. Well, film really isn't a thing anymore. So no. You
just can't hit file save as print?
Nope. Dicom doesn't work that way.
Oh yeah, look at them rib cages. I'm
Right.
just kidding.
And being engaged to a therapist, like she and I are both sort of under the same restrictions. Like we can only talk very little about our day. So if we both have a bad day, there's very little we can say.
How was your day? I can't talk about it.
I'm
just joking with you, man.
I don't want to get into the ethics of plumbing, but
hey,
exactly. See, feels nice, doesn't it, folks? But no.
I'm by myself all day.
That's our new show where I teach basic home plumbing for people.
Oh man, I could learn so much.
I know.
Because like I know absolutely nothing about fixing anything. Like I could put this shelf together, and that's about it.
Because it had instructions.
I took the back of my
I
lid
did
off.
this without the instructions.
I took that. Oh, geez, that seems real dangerous for your vinyl collection. I took the back lid off my toilet once and replaced that rod that helps it flush. You know.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I did that once.
The back lid.
Did it work?
Like the top of the tank? Is that what you're
So
talking
far,
about?
yeah.
Yeah, the top of the tank. So
And I know how to shut the toilet off if it's
you get into
overflowing.
the tank where the water fills up, and
I can do that.
when you
I-
get
You guys are giving me anxiety.
I upper decked someone. You're welcome.
I pooped 3 times today. It
Awesome.
was great.
Okay, we can move to video games
This is
now.
why we can't monetize the show.
this is why we can't have nice things.
This is why.
I don't want nice things. You don't just break them.
Speaking of nice things, my kid tried to put Switch games in her mouth again. So I'm really exploring that.
Well, if you buy Wolfenstein, it won't be a problem.
I know. I've seen that, and that's kind of. We have a question about that. We'll get to that later.
Okay, so what have you guys been playing? We've been going for like an hour now.
I know. Sorry, it was Moose's birthday, and
Who needs organization?
I'll start because I've been playing a lot.
Okay, go ahead.
Mostly Assassin's Creed Odyssey again, but I also was convinced by Moose and Jason to buy Borderlands, which I have never played before, in like a large amount of time, and I'm
Did you watch
enjoying.
Back to the Future yet?
No, I don't care. Marty,
It's actually pretty good.
we must go back. Back.
It's really good. Back to the future.
Back to the future.
All right. Anyway, Borderlands.
So yeah, Borderlands is good. I'm enjoying myself. I'm enjoying the loot system, which is something I can't say about one of my favorite games, Destiny. You know, I don't know how. Like, I mean, I don't know if it's going to be like a game of the year for me or anything, but I'm really enjoying it. I'm really surprised. It runs well. It looks nice. It's fun. Like, I'm just enjoying myself. I'm just going.
This is
going to
Borderlands 1, correct?
Yep. I'm going to play them in order
Okay. All right.
of release, not in chronological order. So, I'm enjoying myself. I like the guns. I like the way the guns feel. I like the vehicles. I think, the characters are kind of funny. I've completed a couple quests. I completed a level 12 quest at level 9 yesterday, which Moose said was pretty hard. So that was exciting. So yeah, I've played about 4 or 5 hours of it so far. I think I'm going to try to beat it. And,
Nice.
And kind of, well, I do want to beat it. I don't know if I'm going to platinum it or not, but
It's actually kind of a long platinum.
What?
Borderlands.
It's not. It's real easy.
Borderlands 1's kind of long.
We have some conflicting opinions here.
No, it's not long at all.
I brought up platinum trophies. What did I do?
Man,
How long is
you
it?
fucked up big time.
I'm not that far.
I know.
I'm not that far from the platinum, and I've been playing it since Wednesday. Corey,
Right.
it's not a long platinum at all. It's
How
not.
many hours? How many hours?
I would have to go and look at it, but it's probably like 20 to 30.
Can I ask a Borderlands question?
Sure.
That ties into this. So the only Borderlands I've played 1, 2. I like them,
Mhm.
but I don't remember. Is Reese only in Tales from the Borderlands?
Yes.
Yeah,
Because
he's also
going to
in
be
3 now.
in Borderlands 3, but he's not being played by
Troy Baker.
Troy Baker. He says he's not voicing him, but because I thought Reese was a great character,
Oh,
a
he
really good character.
Yeah.
So that makes me want to play Borderlands 3. Not just that, but like something like that character makes me want to play Borderlands 3, even though I don't have that connection to 1 and 2 or pre-sequel.
I wonder if it'll be playable.
I have no idea. I haven't looked at.
He might be as like
NPC.
because like they added characters
He might be a quest giver.
to 2 and pre-sequel, so he might be an added playable character like later on.
Okay.
Because I think they added what's the Necromancer and
Necromancer and
Krieg, and then they added
There's one other one that they added.
Jag and the Baroness in the pre-sequel.
But yeah, I've been enjoying my time with Borderlands a lot. I don't know why I never played it. I just never did. So been playing a lot of that. I'm playing as the soldier, and I'm kind of working towards upgrading that turret, which is real helpful when you're playing solo. So so I've been playing that. I've also been playing a Switch game called Hob, which came to PC last year, I think, but Panic Button brought it over to Switch.
Is it by Runic? Is it that game?
It's the Hob. Yeah.
Is it by Runic?
Yeah.
Okay. Before they shut down?
No, it's by the team that did Torchlight.
Runic.
Yeah.
So
does it play okay on Switch? Because I know it had a lot of technical problems on like slowdowns on PS4.
yeah, I mean, I think it runs at 30 frames. At least that's what it looks like when I'm playing it. So, but I've only played about an hour of it. I really like the way the game looks. It's really pretty. It's really interesting. It kind of gives me a little bit of a almost like a Zelda vibe to it, like a Wind Waker-esque faded type look to it. I really like it. It's a really nice Switch game. So I've been playing that, and then I checked into Destiny a little bit. I've been trying to figure out if I really want to play Destiny again or not. I started playing it because my cousin has it. It's the only game we get to play together because it's the only multiplayer game he really has. So we play a little bit of that together. So Destiny's still fun to shoot stuff and play with friends.
Nice.
But it's not like I'm gonna get into like all the super hard in-game stuff or anything. I'll just play for fun and see what happens. But Borderlands is kind of filling that role right now too. So
I wonder what their numbers are.
What, Destiny?
Yeah, compared to like this time in the life cycle of the last game. Like who's playing it, who's dropped off, what's going on, you know?
You mean like at this point in Destiny 1 versus now?
Yeah.
I can definitely probably say that Destiny 1 at this point was in the middle of the Taken King expansion, and they were updating like Prison of Elders and stuff right now at that point. So
that was a better product than what Destiny 2 is now?
I would say Destiny 1 Year 2 probably was better than Destiny 2 Year 2. They are adding a raid though in a couple weeks, so I mean that's going to get a lot of the hardcore players back in. But I don't think people are really responding to the seasonal stuff because, like, you know, they used to add campaigns every probably every 4 to 5 months. Like, you know, when Destiny 2 came out, they added Warmind and Curse of Osiris, and then they decided to do like seasonal stuff, kind of like end game style content instead of campaigns now. So we have the Season of the Forge, which they opened up forges where Black Armor, you could go grind for some they're really cool looking weapons. You go into these forges and you kind of grind out materials to fulfill a quest, and you get really cool weapons out of that. They brought back Last Word and Thorn and made those quest lines kind of challenging. And then right now the Season of the Drifter is going on. And then with the next season, they're bringing, I forget what it's called, but they're bringing a new raid and some new in-game activities, which I think the raid is going to get a lot of people back in. They've actually added 3 raids for Forsaken. So that's quite a few raids. It's considering the Destiny 2 Year 1, they only had Leviathan. So
okay,
such a great album by Mastodon. Am I right, Phillips?
It's fantastic.
That's, you know what, that's what I was going to say, but
No, it wasn't.
not really.
that's exactly what I was going to say. You don't know.
It should be what you were going to say, but it wasn't.
You're right, it was not. So
What else you playing, Corey?
what else am I playing? I think that's probably it. I've been playing a lot of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, though. I'm trying to get through that. It is a great game.
Yeah.
It's a really fun checkbox game. all these like question marks on the map. You just go there and do the quests within the question mark, and you're like, all right, I'm good. Move on.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a really fun game, and I'm actually like, not that the Switch could run it, but this would be it's one of those games that I would like love to have on Switch because some of the quests and stuff are perfect for bite-sized play. And, sometimes I'll play for 15 minutes and sometimes I'll play for 3 hours. So it kind of reminds me of Zelda in that respect, but
okay.
that's kind of all I've been playing though.
Cool.
So yeah.
I'm going to go next if you guys don't mind.
I do mind.
What do you think, man?
Well, Corey minds, so
I'm just kidding.
It's been fucking mine, so go ahead.
More Binding of Isaac, more Baba Is You. I made actually a pretty good bit of progress in Binding of Isaac. I beat Mom's Heart for the 10th time, which unlocked the blue baby. And then I am working on, I go back and forth between playing with that and working on challenges. I'm working on the Waka Waka challenge now. That is really, really difficult. And then also on Switch, Baba Is You. That puzzle game is really good. It'll make you feel absolutely idiotic and absolutely genius within the same short span of time, and then the next puzzle will flip all of that to a point where you're just like, I don't know how I'm going to do this, and then you just mess with it and you can find ways. And I've actually reached out to that developer to try and see if I could talk to them, because I would like to. Also, I have ran the Tidal Basin Stronghold in Division 2 3 times. And the Stronghold itself is really, really fun. The end of it is absolutely stupid. But that's kind of, when I first ran it, I was like, yeah, this ends in a very lame way, but I'm just like, what else are they going to do? The long and the short of it is, they just create bullet sponges. That's really it. But because the base gameplay is actually relatively difficult, like you can't, like I play with randos because I have to play, during the day when you guys are at work. But I can't. Most of the time, I can't play with randos that aren't willing to at least talk. Like most of the time, like I'll get into a party and people will just be communicating. We won't be like, "Hey man, how's it going?" They'll just be like, "Yeah, dude's on the left, dude's on the right, yellow guy there, purple guy there, elite guy here." And that's fine. And the fact that we get that base amount of communication out of all of us to get through it, I think that's really cool. And then, so yeah, I've ran that. I'm world tier 5, and now I just kind of, I'm kind of at a loss as to where to go for the platinum, other than starting all the missions on hard, or trying to grind for the suits of cards, or trying to find exotic parts, because I don't really know because all of it is basically, with the exception of doing the missions on hard, everything is basically random drops at this point. So I just have to sort of wait for all that. That game's good. And as long as the Friend in Need trophy eventually gets fixed, I might be able to get a platinum. Other than that, my goal was to start Sekiro this week, but I fell asleep in the middle of the day on Sunday and woke up at about 2 a.m. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to play Division till I have to go to bed again.
Smart move.
And then I forgot I had a dentist appointment. So I played Division till I had to go to the dentist. And then I went to bed.
I'm really surprised no one has talked about Sekiro yet.
Well, I'm gonna play it, but I wanted to at least get a very good chunk into Division before I started it. Also, the conversation around Sekiro is getting silly.
Well, yeah, because of the difficulty issues, and so it's just I've played 45 minutes of it, and I want to put more time into it. And it's like Borderlands and Division 2.
Did you see what Deshaun said on Twitter about that?
No, I did not.
Something about an easy mode.
Hold on, I'm going to try to find it real quick. Keep talking, I'll find it.
Well, look, people are talking about accessibility and
I found it.
And
okay.
Accessibility is a tricky goddamn thing because accessibility itself means a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Is it accessible as in like it's easy to like or easy to understand? Is it accessible that it's easy to play, or is it accessible as in like providing options for differently abled folks? And everyone seems to conflate all of these in this discussion.
No, the latter part is the definition of accessibility.
No, well,
no, because
hear me. Let me finish my thought. Can I finish my thought? Then because I side 100% with the developers that are saying I'm not going to let accessibility compromise my vision, and I don't think they should. Also, it's a difficult thing when you have a lot of game critics saying, well, I can't finish the game, so I can't properly critique it. That's not the developer's fault.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not going to sit here and say you need to get good, but specifically, like no one complains about Kirby's Epic Yarn being impossible to get a game over state. No one complains about that. But does it make that game good? No. Now, look at a game like Celeste from last year that handled accessibility really well. It made it so like if you really wanted to get through it, you could, but if you wanted the challenge, you could, and you could dial it up a little bit or a lot. And do I think From Software needs to do that? No. Because creator intent is important.
Yep.
Do I think it would be nice if like things were mappable for differently abled folks? Yeah. But also, not everybody gets to like and enjoy everything. Now, I know that sounds like a shitty statement, but like I really want to play fighting games. I don't have time to practice them. So I just have to say, okay, this is just not where I'm going anymore.
Right, exactly. And you and I see that's the comparison. Fighting games versus, so if we can draw the correlation between that, where you go fighting games or Dark Souls games, we would rather invest our time in Dark Souls games, so we get good at those games and we beat those games and we have fun. People spend their time to get good at fighter games. Okay, I just don't. I think what From Software does is they put out a game. And the game has a challenge. And I was told once by a streamer that I watch, Richie Tooties, check him out, that you have to, like, because I was going to do a blood level 4 run. He's like, you just have to unlearn. I was like, I hate the Saw Cleaver. The Saw Cleaver is trash. The Hunter's Axe is way better. He's like, no, you just have to unlearn, like, everything you've learned to use the Hunter's Axe. To use the Saw Cleaver. The Saw Cleaver is way better. It's a better weapon, all this. And that's the truth of it. It's not that people are bad at the game. It's the problem that the people are they just have bad habits in general, and they don't want to unlearn them. It's like when you go to do a task and you're like, you have a bad like for instance, Phillips. If he knows somebody isn't working out at the gym and they have bad form while they're doing deadlifts or some shit, like he's going to want to tell them, hey, you shouldn't be doing that because after you get to a certain point, you're not going to be able to do well. So like the form that they're using is going to get them to a point, and then eventually they're not going to go any further. And that's pretty much what their mentality and skills is doing. And so they don't want to like move beyond that. They don't want to like really learn the game and spend time with the game. And that's what From Software games do. From Software games provide an environment, a story, and playability to the point where you're like, I want to come back to this. You know, like putting in an easy mode, and I don't care who says this. Dan Stapleton's been arguing about it on Twitter, but it's like when I beat a boss in a Souls game, like I feel accomplished. And if you put it in easy mode, it does take away from everybody who is playing those games.
It does, yeah.
It does. He could sit there and say, well, what does the effect of me playing it on easy have an effect on you playing it on hard? It does. It's because you're still getting the achievement of beating that boss, but you're beating it on easy when I put in the effort to learn the boss, learn the patterns, level up properly, and retrain my skills to actually take that boss down.
But then also the achievement could be beat the boss on hard. I'm just saying, like,
there's ways that they can do it. Like they can disable achievements or disable trophies if you play it on easy or whatnot, right?
That's true too.
There's ways they could do it. You know, Souls games.
That's like GTA where they disable trophies if you put in cheat codes.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, or they disable trophies if you play with mods on some games. I mean, Souls games, I appreciate them. I respect them. You know, I've played Bloodborne a bit, and when I beat the bosses that I did feel very accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a bigger conversation. Like there's some people who physically say they're using an Xbox adaptive controller. Maybe they can't play a Souls game or can't input fast enough, right?
Right.
And someone like Naughty Dog did this for Uncharted 4. They introduced a lot of accessibility controls, like lock-on aiming and stuff like that you could turn on, and they were applauded for it, right? But that's a bit of a different game because that's a game that comes with difficulty modes already, right? It has easy and whatnot. It's a tough conversation. FromSoft has a vision, and I don't think they're under any obligation to introduce an easy mode at all. Mm-hmm. If that's the game they want to make, that's fine. Like that's what they want to make. I don't think that they should have to bend to, I don't know how many people it is, but I don't think they should have to bend to the people saying we need an easy mode. And it's like, well, this game just isn't for you. The same way that, I remember when Moose was playing Last of Us and he was getting pissed off about the combat. And I was trying to say to him, well, it's a stealth game. And he was approaching it from a different place, right? And, Keel and I were both telling him you have to play it as a stealth game.
Yeah.
You can't run a gun in that game. And and then when he got it, he enjoyed it more. And so, I don't think developers should have to. It's impossible for them to cater to everyone.
Exactly.
Right. It is. And when they do that, they're going to dilute the quality of their product almost assuredly, right? So, I want as many people to be able to play games as possible, but
Same.
I think that it's more of a conversation than saying every game has to have an easy mode, every game has to have this or that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Kind of a game by game basis, but I think it's unfortunate that FromSoft has been. It's weird that it's Sekiro is the one that's
it's just like
I don't know why. It's like what they make already: Demon Souls, 3 Dark Souls, Bloodborne, and now Sekiro is the one.
To quote Terry Tate, Office linebacker, "This ain't new, baby."
Yeah.
So I don't know why it's such a thing now.
But see, that's what I was trying to say with my statement on accessibility, like because people are conflating differently abled with needing an easy mode.
Right.
And accessibility is about options, not about difficulty.
Mm-hmm.
And that is my stance on it, and Rami Ismail of Lambier and I believe Corey Barlog of Santa Monica, they've all come out and said, I'm not going to let accessibility change my vision. And I think that's correct. Now they can definitely
they put a lot of accessibility.
Sure.
Ernie has.
But here's the thing. I think a lot of people shouting about accessibility are shouting about the wrong accessibility. They're shouting about, I can't get through this. It needs to be easier.
Right.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. You can't get through a D&D campaign either. So you want that to be quicker? I don't know what you want.
Yeah.
I don't know either.
Exactly. It's just like, some things are just hard.
Well, they are. And that's like life. Like I'm trying to lose weight right now. Like my goal is 70 pounds. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a I don't want to say how far I'm gone because then Jason and Justin know.
No. You got to get the trench coat on for now.
That's right. So I'm not going to say, but it's just like, I know how hard that is for me. Like, I love beer. I love fucking food. Like, I gained some weight.
No, you like the wrong
this weekend because I celebrated. But it's like, I know that's hard for me. But you know what? I have to do it. You know what I mean? And I have to unlearn the patterns that I've made in my life. And that's why people fail at diets, because they try these, like, they go on a diet and eat better, but they don't change their way of life. They just change the way they eat for a little bit, and then they go back to the way they ate, and then they gain all their weight back.
Yeah,
and that's what happened to me. Like, I lost 90 pounds back in 2005, and then I slowly gained it all back, and then got worse. I almost got up to the original weight I was when I lost my 90 pounds, which was 264. I was 255, and I'm like, I can't get any bigger. Like, I'm done. And so it's just like, you have to like have that realization that like, this is not the way to do things.
When you started this, because I don't want to ask you what your weight is now. When you started this, how big were you?
When I started the weight loss with challenge with Jason and Justin, I was 255.
Okay.
So
you don't look like you weigh that much.
Well, I appreciate that.
You really don't.
My goal weight overall is 180, to be in the 180s, somewhere around in there. So, and then my goal, like, so I wanted to do weightlifting, but like my problem is like, if I do weightlifting, I'll just be trading weight for muscle mass.
Yeah.
I'm like,
you'll lose more body fat.
You'll lose body fat, but you won't. Like, if the goal is shedding pounds,
like if I'm trying to lose like body percentage, like I'm not gonna win. So I was like, I can't do that yet. So I'm like, I just go and do cardio. I cut my calorie intake. I haven't had beer in a while. Yet I'm drinking like 2 of them tonight. But anyways,
it's your birthday weekend, man. It's fine.
Well,
I don't care if it's Monday.
Tail end of it. But anyways, so it's just, it's just, you have to have this realization that it's like, okay, either you want to put the time in to get better at the games and actually understand them, or you just need to move on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. Like, and I'll be honest, I've played Dark Souls games, Bloodborne. I love Bloodborne. I still don't play Bloodborne as well as some of even like the worst Twitch streamers out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Some of them are fucking insane.
like Jesus Here's Toast. He did like no hit, no poison, no like stagger, like none of that. He did the first run ever where he had no like any of that stuff. And I'm like, holy crap, you're insane. I watch Richie do his, his speed runs and stuff like that. I'm like, I can never play like that. But you know what? Like, I realized that.
You do that through the Nightmare Frontier where there's all that poison.
I don't. I'll send you his video and you can watch it. It's on his Twitch. Like, he has it at the top of his Twitch. Hey, Zeus, here's Toast. But anyways, like, I respect that, and that puts them, like okay, like I can't do that. So you know what? Like, I just play the game the way I can, or I try and improve here or there. But it's like, you can't come in and be like, oh, this is too hard. I need an easy mode. Well, you know what? No, like, you need to learn the game. Like, the game is trying to teach you mechanics and like have you understand and appreciate the game on a greater level, but you don't want to do it because you're fucking lazy. All those assholes that are complaining about an easy mode are like, lazy.
You have to accept that there's some people who just won't be able to play it. Like, they won't be good enough to play it. And
right.
Like, it reminds me of an old Joe Rogan joke where he's talking about equality. He's like, there's no such thing as equality. He's like, I've met Shaquille O'Neal and his dick is where my face is. We're not equal. And like, that's just what it is, right? It's like he goes, if there was an ice age and David Spade was next to Brock Lesnar and they unthawed them 1,000 years from now, they wouldn't even think we're the same species, right?
Right, exactly.
It's just, there's no such thing as equality. And I'm not as good as some of those streamers. The reason why we celebrate Usain Bolt running as fast as that is because no one else can do that. And there's some people who can do it, some people who can't. Maybe I could play Dark Souls as well as those guys, I'll never know because I don't have the patience to learn it, and I'm okay with that.
But I want to come and hug you so that you do have the patience for it, because
I do have a lot of patience. It's just I have limited time.
right.
And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with knowing that I'll never be an elite Dark Souls streamer.
Yeah.
All right. So now that we've gotten off on the Sakura, gone down that rabbit hole, Phillips, what have you been playing? If you want to go, you gotta unmute yourself. What are you playing? Jeez.
I was about to pledge allegiance. To be honest, this week I did not have a lot of time. I worked a lot, and whatever spare time I had, I spent in the gym this week. But I spent a little time with World of Warcraft because the new patch is coming out soon. So PvP in World of Warcraft is one of my favorite things to do. It's just something I can hop in, play around in 10 minutes, and have fun. And so that's pretty much all I did this week was just play around with that. I'm leveling up my hunter. He's 112 now.
What is the cap?
120.
120 for
120 is the cap right now. I'm really looking forward to classics, so I'm just reading up more on that. They put out a few details for that.
When's that drop?
They don't have a date for it, but it's supposed to be. They've said tentatively summer. That's what's kind of been penciled in, but we'll see.
Think of more fall.
I have no idea because I don't even know if there's a date for the Warcraft 3 remaster or not. And that's coming soon in quotation marks.
Yeah.
So who the fuck knows what's going on with Blizzard? They certainly don't.
Kind of do. They just don't want to tell you.
Yeah. So yeah, no, a lot of World of Warcraft this week. By a lot, I mean a couple hours, but that's all I really had time for. Okay. But I really hope I'm able to play it with you this year. And if not a big deal. But it'd be fun to team up with you in that.
Okay. Yeah.
Any CS:GO?
No, not this week.
Okay. No Battlefield?
No, not this week. I did honestly like the only time that I had, I spent it in the gym. But
I like how we're just listing the games. It's checkbox in case you forgot.
Yeah, I know. Like we know his checkbox.
Yeah. What do you want me to say? Like,
no, we just.
I like my stuff. I like Battlefield. I like CS:GO. It'll be.
No one said there's anything wrong with that.
And I'll just go back and forth between these ones.
Right.
Sometimes I hop back into Team Fortress 2.
There you go.
We know you like some indie games too.
I do. Well, I've got my friend gifted me a copy of Return of Obra Dinn, which I've been wanting to start, but I want to have like a good chunk of time to devote to it because I've heard it's really, really good.
Yeah, I mean it's not a long game, but I think you kind of want to finish it in one sitting.
Either that or I'd like to
play some games. I'm just
God damn it, Moose.
So,
but yeah, I regretfully I don't have much to add this week. I've just played World of Warcraft, and I think
there's nothing wrong with that. World of Warcraft.
Any listeners would be interested in that, but that's all I've been playing.
Getting back to the accessibility thing real quick, I just want to say one more thing.
Okay.
I think it's funny how everyone thought the Division 2 was super hard, and they praised it for it. Like they praised it for being difficult. Yet,
well, it's a lot harder than what the first one was.
Right. Like, because the first one, like when I was by myself, I could basically steamroll anything. I could Leroy Jenkins and survive. I couldn't do that when I had friends with me because y'all got the trophy. But like on this one, like you need multiple people, and no one said a thing about that.
Yeah.
So I just thought
maybe that they're different. Like they are different kinds of games.
True, but there's no difficulty options in the Division.
No, I get what you're saying.
It's tougher. The Division 2 is tougher than the first.
Oh shit! Yeah, I mean you can get ripped apart in no time.
Yeah,
Division 2. I would say Division 2 is more forgiving though. Like you can respawn easily. You have teammates. I don't know. Maybe you can do that in Sekiro. I have no idea. But
you can respawn. But if you're in the middle of, but if you're playing by yourself and you're on a propaganda mission and you respawn, chances are that propaganda mission isn't there for you to finish.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, in Division 2.
Yeah.
Same with the hostage situation.
Yeah, like you can't just get up and finish what you were doing.
Right, you have a less likely chance of also finishing the control points in a timely manner if you die.
Yeah.
So,
but we don't want to talk about that. So we have listener questions this week.
I didn't say what I was playing, but that's fine.
Oh shit! Sorry, Moose. What have you been playing? Tell us about Borderlands. How's Pandora?
Bloodborne. Catch a ride. Anyways,
welcome to the new improved Catch a Ride.
This is where the car lives. Get you one.
That's Borderlands 2, I think.
What is?
Welcome to the new improved Catch a Ride.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. This is where the cars live. Get you one. First of all, shout out to X Hex over Matthew Keel's right shoulder. Check him out if you like old school rock and roll. Not old school, just that's some good rock.
I mean, they put out a good classic rock album.
Yeah. Both their albums are really good. He posted it on Facebook. I checked it out. Went to Google, found them, listened to them while I was doing some yard work. Well, I was power washing the house last weekend, maybe, or the weekend before. But it was good stuff.
A lot of tracks on their first album sound like a very cleaned up Misfits.
I've been doing a crap ton of Borderlands. I'm almost to the end of the game. Almost have it beaten.
So Jeff was right. Borderlands came out and you just not doing it.
Yeah, I went. Well, so that motherfucker worked from home,
right?
And so in between his meetings and all that shit, like he slingshot out in front of me, but then I caught him and slingshot out in front of him over the weekend, and now he is past me. Like today, he beat the game, and he's got. I think the only trophies he needs are the get level 40 and get level 50. I told him to start the DLC, and I told him the order to do it in. But the platinum trophy is not hard. It's not that long. It's Corey. It is a lot easier than the Odyssey platinum trophy. Like way less time consuming than that platinum. So the problem. This is what I mainly want to talk about. My problem with Borderlands is it's an 11-year-old game. Came out in 2008. And the fact that it has worse connection issues on next-gen consoles than it did on the consoles it launched on. I never had any issues connecting to people to play with on my 360. My PS4, I can't connect to anybody. Corey will send me a invite to his game. And
yeah, we tried to play together last night because I was trying to fight that one guy and Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah, the what are the first bosses?
Wake up! It's the first of the month.
Bone Thrasher, I think his actual name is, but he's in like the first area in Firestone, and it's just ridiculous. So I try, like Jeff would try to invite me to his game, it wouldn't work. I'd invite him to my game. He'd come into my game, leave my game, and invite me to his game, and I could join his game.
I invited all three of you yesterday, and none of you could get in.
It is.
To be fair, Jeff just ignored you.
No, Jeff actually tried to join me.
No,
that's what he said.
No.
Maybe
the two of us were trying to join him to help him out, and it just was not. It was not working. Same with Justin. Justin bought Borderlands to play with us, and he is not. He can't invite us at all. So the biggest problem with the game is its connection issues. The game plays really well. Frame rate's good. I mean, it's Borderlands. It's the first Borderlands. And I have been hit like so many times with the nostalgia that it's insane. Like I love it. I love the game. I'm having fun doing the missions, cleaning up everything. Like I probably could have, what is it? I don't know what the fucking goddamn Xbox achievements are. I could have 1,000 it. I don't even know. It's ridiculous. Give me some fucking trophies, you assholes. I could have platinum the game on 3.
It got aggressive real fast.
But those fucktards are just like It's just it's only 100.
You know, leave the instant aggression to me, okay, Moose?
you get 100 gamer points. That's all you get. Like it's fucking. You give me nothing. There's nothing of significance that you give me on Xbox. So that's why I never did anything. That's why I have way more platinums than I do 100% of games on my 360. But anyways, so the platinum I'll be going for. Hopefully have it before next week because Jeff and I really need to get back to the Division 2 so we can keep kicking Jason's ass because in 2 weeks his little bundle of joy arrives and he has, I think, 3 months
3 months off, and he's going to catch you guys.
But no, he's not. You know what? Here's the thing. He says that, but our secret weapon is his other child, Arya. So he sits there and he says, oh, I had a lot of gaming time when Arya was born.
Right.
But Arya was the only child in the house. Now he has a wife who's going to have had the kid. He's going to need to help her. He's going to need to take on her role and his role of taking care of Arya. And he's probably going to have to do some taking care of the newborn. So I don't think he's going to have as much gaming time as he does.
Explain the challenge then. Does he have to platinum the games or beat them?
No. So here's the thing. It's just our thing is just a co-op platinum. It's just a co-op challenge. So we pick a game and we platinum. The problem is that asshole buys $5 games and trophy hunts and beats us every week in trophies. So me and Jeff just stick it to him every week that, well, you're 0-4. We've beat you to the platinum on every co-op challenge since we started. And so he gets angry about it. And it's like, that's the only way we can win. We can't beat you at trophies.
But if you platinums all those games by the end of the year, you've not won.
Well, see, we haven't set we set them as we go. So like Borderlands, like Division 2 is supposed to be the current one we're doing, but we all abandoned it because they dropped Borderlands on us. So we're doing Borderlands, and then we're going back to Division 2, and then we don't know what the co-op challenge games are going to be after that. We were thinking it'll be pre-sequel Borderlands 2, you know what I mean, and get prepped for Borderlands 3 in September. But who knows? I just like to stick it to him that he's 0-4.
Hey, a win's a win, man.
Hey, he's 0-4, just like his Giants. But anyways, so it's been a lot. It's been a lot of Borderlands. I wanted to play Enter the Gungeon because listeners don't know, but that game came out on my birthday in 2016, and then they released the final update on my birthday this year, so Friday, and I just haven't had a chance to play it. But it is an amazing game.
It really is.
Awesome.
It really is.
The update's going to be a good send-off, and I hope whatever they do next is extremely successful for them. Whether it's another Enter the Gungeon type game or something completely different. I mean, y'all do what you want to do. I'll support it. That's been it. So we can go to questions. Sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I'm sorry I about skipped you.
No, it's all right.
So questions, you can email us at nerdsgonerogue. Email us at ngrradiopodcast@gmail.com, and we will read your question and answer it because we respect your time for taking to write it. So we will take the time to answer it. Some of us will write it down, aka Matt Phillips, and others like to sort of get us in the moment. Now, I do want to preface something. A lot of these questions that do come in, they sort of stick with me a bit. And I want to I'll bring up Deshaun because he's the one who does this the most consistently. When he sends us like top 5 requests or whatever, there was one where he sent us like 5 or 6 like top 5 questions and or top 5 categories. Like that immediately got me wanting to like write pieces on that. So I'm still doing it because I don't have a lot of time. Because I work and I want to maintain my relationship because my partner is awesome. But that is all sort of coming, and I'm trying my best. But now questions. Hendrix Pasternak. That is a great name.
That is a great name.
That is a fantastic name. He says, "Hey y'all, I found you through your Sekiro giveaway, and though I didn't win, I really am enjoying the podcast. I like how y'all make a show that I can go back to older episodes and not feel like I missed anything. My question for you, what are some of your opinions that may be looked at as weird or wrong in pop culture? What movies, games, or TV shows are considered great that you don't care for, or vice versa? Thanks for reading my question.
God, maybe I keep my opinions to myself.
Yeah, like I don't want. I just want to mute Corey.
The entire catalog of music is overrated by Corey. So,
right? Yeah.
I said before this went on air that like these three guys hate stuff that I love, so I know they're gonna. I know they're gonna troll me.
He doesn't like the Refuse. He doesn't know who Tricky is. Let's be
I
honest.
don't think he knows any of that stuff back there. I know one.
If you want to say a bad thing about Prince, I will come to Ohio.
Now, see, I didn't know that was Prince, but I like him.
I literally didn't say a word.
I know you don't have to.
We're just throwing you under the bus.
We already know what you're gonna say.
That's fine.
Anyways, go ahead, Corey. What would be?
I'm not going first.
Okay. I'll go first.
Okay,
I'll go first.
Here's one unpopular opinion that Matt and I have actually had discussions about.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the fourth Indiana Jones movie is the worst Indiana Jones movie.
I don't either.
Who says it's the worst? I thought everybody thought it was the best.
No, everybody hates the fourth.
The Crystal Skull,
Fourth.
not Last Crusade.
Oh,
my bad.
So the only way that this is acceptable is if you say the worst is Temple of Doom.
This is correct. That's correct.
That's correct.
Is that?
Yeah.
Yes.
I can accept that.
All right. You know what?
The best is Last Crusade by far.
Yes.
By far.
Don't say anything. All right.
I actually don't.
Let it out, buddy.
I actually don't think Raiders is that great. I think.
See, now that's where you're wrong, dude. That's where you're wrong.
Here's the thing. It's good, but it hasn't aged well.
That's not true.
In my opinion,
that's not true at all.
And Indiana Jones is not required for that story to keep going.
All right.
So
that's a Big Bang Theory episode.
Yeah.
I think.
I don't know. I haven't watched that.
Right. I can agree with the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull not being the worst one.
Mm-hmm.
I can agree with that. I can agree with it.
It's pretty bad, man. Like the nuclear explosion in the fridge.
That scene's really great. It's the best scene in the whole movie.
It's really hard to watch.
It's awesome.
I'm done. I can't.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Right.
So
unpopular.
I like when Shia LaBeouf combs his hair every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
I got an unpopular opinion.
Okay.
Bruce Springsteen and Bob Dylan are trash. Straight up trash.
All right.
So,
no.
Well,
No. You can say you don't like them.
Listen,
you can't say they're trash.
This is yes.
Shush your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Bob Dylan is a great songwriter. He is a horrible fucking singer. Horrible. He's got a trash ass voice. Okay.
I'm gonna start calling Moose White Ed.
Okay.
We're using the word
Wed?
trash all the time.
I mean,
Bruce Springsteen,
50-year songwriting career kind of has a disagreement with you.
Might be a great songwriter. No. Like if there are any artists, they're the only two artists that if they come on the radio, I switch the fucking channel because I can't stand them.
No, that's a fucking lie.
That's not a lie. I changed the
Yes,
channel.
it is. Also, if Lamb of God came on, you'd sit there and listen to Lady Rest? Is that what you're telling me?
They never come on the radio. When do they come on the radio?
Listen, man, I still remember when you went to see Metallica and you said there's some shit band opening up, and it was Lamb of God.
That was
all right?
2008. How do you even know
I got really pissed, and I'm still mad about it.
As you should be, Phillips.
Fuck.
You
made me swear.
I have a very unpopular opinion that Phillips is just going to mute me for the rest of the show.
Because I know it's going to be Half-Life 2, and I just want you to stop talking right now.
I've never played Half-Life, so I can't make that.
If it's BioShock, you got to stop talking.
It is BioShock.
Yeah, you're categorically incorrect, Corey.
You got to just stop talking. Yeah, you have to. For the health of the show, Corey, you have to stop talking.
I tried to play that game 3 different times. I played for 3 hours like 2 months ago. I hate that game. I can't.
You're welcome to that.
I can't. I
mean,
I know the whole point of that game is like the story side of the game and not necessarily the game side of the game, but
that's where you're wrong. What do you mean it's not the game side of the game? Is that the gameplay, you mean?
Yeah.
No, you're wrong.
Okay.
But okay, so all right, this is a longer discussion, but like BioShock is like a modern day System Shock, right? But the gameplay,
System Shocks.
I know. I don't imagine a lot of the listeners have either because it was a PC game. Although I think the remake is supposed to be coming to console.
Yeah,
I hope so.
I think it is,
I hope so.
I would hope so as well because the more people who can play that game, the better. BioShock is like you can't say it's trash. You can say you don't like it.
I didn't say it was trash.
Right.
I said I didn't like it.
Sorry, Moose just wound me up with
it. Moose throws that word all around willy nilly and gets everybody else in trouble.
Whoa, motherfucker! Whoa! I do not throw trash around willy nilly. All right,
settle down, Ed.
Don't be lumping me in with Ed. I said 2 musical
I actually
artists.
think you said it less this year than you have.
Straight up fucking trash.
When you say Bob
Because
Dylan
we
is
had a
trash, you have to understand
about
that you are going to be ridiculed for the rest of your life.
Mhm.
Like you have to accept that.
His singing is trash. Okay, his singing style is trash.
No,
He is a
really not.
great writer, but like his singing just drives me fucking up a gut. I would
So-
rather shove a pencil in my ear.
So
I'd
you
rather-
don't like
I
his
would
voice.
literally-
That's the statement you're saying.
What's that?
You don't like his voice. That's the statement.
Yes.
Mhm.
So that affects him as a performer coming on the radio. Like, no, I don't want to listen to you. I don't want to listen to you at all.
Because there have been several collectives that have called him one of the best voices in pop music history.
Then those people are high on fucking crack.
All right, I'll give you a vocalist I don't like, but he's revered worldwide. Neil Young. I don't like
think
his-
he's a vocalist.
I don't like his
I'm with
voice.
you. I'm with you there.
Okay?
No, I don't like his voice either. No.
I do not like his voice. He's a
I don't like.
fabulously well-respected musician,
Yeah,
both
I
for
don't
his
like.
solo
Yeah.
and CSNY.
Okay.
I don't like it
musician-
in Buffalo Springfield.
I think that's my problem. Like they're great like musicians and writers, but like as performers, like no. Like I literally wanted to leave. I was at a concert that Bob Dylan was on, like playing, and I'm like, I want to leave this place. I was waiting for the Black Crowes to come on. I'm like, I just want to see the Black Crowes.
What year was this concert?
It was like in 2009 or something like that. It was right after their Lions album came out. And I'm like, could you get this old fuck off the stage? I'm like, I'm done.
Bob Dylan was opening
Bob
for
Dylan
Black
was
Crowes.
not opening for the Black Crowes.
He was.
No,
I'm
this
dead
is
serious. I'm dead fucking serious. Center City Fest, Charlotte, North Carolina.
what kind of corn fest are you watching here?
I'm not watching any Corn Fest.
Are you sure
Bob
that
Dylan
wasn't?
is trash and they knew exactly where he belonged. He was an opener. Anyways, I'm just getting y'all riled up.
I have a hard time believing that Bob Dylan was opening for the.
I will find the articles and I'll fucking prove it to you, asshole. Because he went on before the Black Crowes played.
You don't need to get aggressive with me. I'm just saying I have a hard time
All right.
believing it.
So here's what I'm going to say. Being a dad has
Okay.
made me have to accept that people like different things.
Mhm.
I'll give you an example. When my son stands there doing that floss dance and he thinks it's the greatest thing of all time, I can't tell him to stop it, okay?
Yeah.
Because he likes it, and I don't want to be that dad. So if he likes it, that's fine.
I tried to do it for
So-
my daughter the other day to make her laugh, and it did not go well because I am a large white man in his 30s and not a.
Well, you can learn the rhythm, but
I can do it right now if you want. I'm going to get up.
Please don't.
don't. No,
No.
it's a family show, Corey. It's a family show, Corey.
Here he goes.
There he goes. He's
It
flossing.
just looks like it looks like you're trying to jerk off with both
Yeah,
hands.
he is.
I need
So
both
what I was
hands.
going to say was,
I'll bet you do.
there's lots of
Yeah.
stuff that people like and that people don't like, and I can't get upset when Corey doesn't like BioShock, even though he wound me up.
Mhm.
And I have to accept that people don't like everything, the same stuff, right? So
Right. Yeah.
I'll say one that I don't like. I don't hate it. It's just not for me. I've tried. I wish I liked it, and that's the Halo series.
Okay.
I don't particularly care for Master Chief. I don't like a lot of the enemy design. I like the multiplayer a lot, and I probably will try to get into again when it comes to Steam. I wish I liked it. I don't think it's trash. It's just not something I've been able to latch onto over the years, though I have tried. And that is, for someone who loves FPS games, that is often considered a,
Let me ask you
wild opinion.
Let me ask your opinion on this little game called Portal.
Love it.
Okay.
Love it. I don't know anyone other than you who doesn't like it. Which is what I'm assuming you're going to say.
I didn't say anything.
No,
I'm going to continue to not say anything.
Okay,
I love Portal.
so I'm going to step into this.
I wasn't done.
Okay, fine.
I'm just kidding. Go, Matt.
I'll
finish after.
I don't like Final Fantasy. I don't like Metal Gear Solid. I don't like Uncharted. Well, I don't actually. I will say this. I like the original Metal Gear games on NES because I played the hell out of those. I did not like Solid or any of those. Final Fantasy bored the hell out of me.
All of them?
All the ones I've played.
Okay.
What have you played?
1, 2, and 3 on Nintendo.
Oh, those are great ones to play.
And then 1 and 2 on Nintendo, 3 on Super Nintendo.
You didn't do 7, 8, or 9?
I started 7, and then because I didn't like 7, I didn't go any further.
See, and I'm not at your throat because of that. Because I
no,
love
that's fine.
Because you didn't say they were trash.
Exactly.
Trying to make a vein pop out in Moose's forehead.
Can't help it. Can't help Bob Dylan's trash.
Let's see, movie. I'm trying to think. Like movie wise, like I don't like this Marvel DC thing that's happening.
I have to say something about the Marvel stuff, by the way. We recently watched Infinity War, the last Avengers movie. I was bored the whole time. Like I was just like, I'm so bored. Is this movie over yet? And there was still like an hour and a half left. So, I'm not like the biggest Marvel fan or anything, but I've enjoyed a lot of the movies that I've watched. Some of them were like, meh.
What's your favorite one so far?
My favorite Marvel movie. Winter Soldier is probably up there.
That's a good one.
Did you like the first Avengers then?
It was okay. It was fine. I didn't really know what the big deal was, except for there's 4 characters and now they're all in one movie instead of 4 different ones. So
now instead of Avengers, pretend they're Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, now we're talking.
Then you'd be all over it.
Now we're talking. Speaking of Ninja Turtles.
Oh, fuck. What did I do?
I think most of Linkin Park's career is overrated.
Keeps going.
He knows how to keep driving the bus. He knows how to keep driving the fucking dumpster truck on fire.
I mean, if you want to ask my favorite Marvel thing that's happened, I think it's Marvel. It would be Black Panther.
Oh, jeez, that movie was bad too.
I don't know.
That movie was a CGF fest.
I like the rest of your Marvel DC trash. Okay,
I've never watched a single DC movie. The last DC movie I watched was Dark Knight.
I'm lumping them all together, and you know what? Marvel DC stands. You can come at me. I don't like them.
You really don't. You don't want to anger those people.
I can feel the steam coming off of Todd Oxtra's head.
I mean, and that's fair,
Charlie
but
Carton
I've had this conversation. I've had this conversation with them.
I know.
I still think the best comic-based movie is Batman Begins.
Oh, jeez.
And shortly behind that is Spider-Man 2. Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2. And shortly after that is the original Superman. and fuck all y'all for disagreeing with me.
My favorite comic book one is Hellboy.
There you
So
go.
there you
That's
go.
a good one. That's a
Are
good
you going
one.
to see it Friday?
Now, what do you
I
think of
don't know.
Hellboy 2?
I liked Golden. I liked that movie. One's my favorite, but I like part 2. And
Sin City's
seeing
a good
this
movie,
third
too.
one without Ron Perlman is weird. But
he's not in it?
No, he's not Hellboy.
No, it's the guy from
I've only seen
Stranger Things.
pictures, and it looked like Ron Perlman.
It kind of looks like him. But yeah, I don't know. I'm open to it.
Yeah.
I'd like to like it.
Alan
doubt I'll get
Hyman in
time
the
to see this
chat.
either.
Superman the movie is GOAT. Thank you, Alan.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, you're wrong. It's cool.
Are we talking like Christopher Reeves? Superman?
Yes,
Yeah.
the correct Superman.
Yeah.
And let's see, TV shows. I hate Friends.
Yeah,
I know. I know there are.
assholes.
I thought there were a couple people here that like that show.
Didn't you just binge Friends, Moose? Like
No.
last summer with your
No.
wife or something?
No.
There have been shows on here where you have talked about Friends extensively.
I quite like Friends. I don't care who makes
I
fun
like
of me for it.
I like
Friends a lot.
too. I'm just saying Moose is talking about Friends on
I'm
this
not
show.
saying that I don't enjoy it. I'm just saying that it is.
Now it comes out as a huge Friends. Now that I've opened up, he's like, all right, I love Friends.
No. We might have watched it, but like
Ross is trash.
actually is. He's weird. He's creepy.
a lot of that.
I'm
show
not
is
saying that
garbage.
it's not entertaining. I'm just saying like people are like, oh my god, Friends is the best in the world. It's like, no, Seinfeld's the best in the world.
See, I didn't like Seinfeld till after it was off the air.
That's understandable. That is
I think
very
Seinfeld is
understandable.
almost better with age.
Yeah, I think
I don't really understand Seinfeld.
Oh god.
Well, and that's a fair statement.
But I've only seen 2 episodes, so it's not like I'm like
That's not a large sample size.
Right. So I would start at season 2 if you're actually planning on watching it, just because the first season's really busted.
I think
how that
Weird,
got
and
renewed.
it's only like 8 episodes.
Yeah, how that show got renewed off of those 8 episodes, I will never understand.
because
Some of those are very bad.
I think the best thing post Seinfeld is the Twitter account where like
Modern day Seinfeld.
yeah.
where they write
Yeah.
like Seinfeld's based on like
I showed her this picture and she kept swiping.
Yeah, you swipe left. You don't swipe left. And then they had one where like someone called Elaine's boyfriend called her basic. Like, you called me basic, me. And they have a lot of modern day stuff. But if you like Seinfeld or you like that kind of humor, but you want a little more edge, then Curb Your Enthusiasm is what you should be watching.
yes.
Another one, Curb Your Enthusiasm. That first season is kind of busted. It's not great.
Well, it's a weird show because they improv it.
Yeah.
So, I think it gets better as they learn it more. Like they learn the way to do the show better, right?
Didn't they do the final season like in the last couple of years?
No,
They've
it's still
never-
on.
They've
They came back.
never actually had a final season. It
Oh,
was
so
never
it's
actually
still
done.
ongoing.
yeah.
Yeah, but it's
They were
not
on
like
hiatus.
yearly.
They were on hiatus for like 3 years.
Just fucking finish it, man.
I think the show that I think I like the most actually is in recent memory is Mad Men.
See, I didn't like that at all.
Oh, really?
I
I
did not
didn't even
like that
watch
at
it, so
all.
I have no opinion on it.
The one show I've been told I would love this. I've never watched it, and that's Firefly, the movie Firefly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Serenity, the show,
Or
Firefly was the show.
all that Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I've never seen any Joss Whedon show.
There we
I
go.
think
Never.
I
I
watched.
don't like Joss Whedon.
I watched a lot.
That
I watched
pissed a lot of people off.
all
Yeah.
of Firefly. I didn't really think it was that great.
I've never
Yeah,
seen
the
any of
movie-
it. I've been told I'd love it. Never seen it.
Movie's really good.
Okay, next question. I think we could really just beat this horse.
Let's
We've-
do
I
it.
told you
Let's
these
beat it.
questions are going to take a while, man.
Let's beat it.
So
That's why we might save some, Phillips.
We're gonna
It's
have to.
called Load in the chamber for next time.
yeah. Okay, so
We'll do an all
Mikkel-
question show.
it's usually what we do. We just don't get to it till forever.
Yeah.
Mikel DuPont just recently started following a bunch of different division podcasts, including this one. Previous podcast, I believe one of you mentioned you used to grapple competitively. Providing this is the right podcast, what kind of grappling did you used to do, and do you still train nowadays? Why or why not? I'm curious On top of gaming, the Division nightly, I'm also a competitive grappler. I am a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt and former MMA fighter. Cheers.
So that was me. I didn't know that. Again, I didn't know if I was going to answer this one on air or not, just because I didn't know how many people would be interested in it. So
Surprise, motherfucker!
I also don't know how the internet works, so I answered this in the Facebook group. I used to grapple in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I'm halfway through my blue belt. So for people listening, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu doesn't have a lot of belts. You start at white, then blue, purple, brown, black. So it doesn't have a lot of belts, but it takes you a long time to earn them. So to get a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, anywhere from like 8 years to 15 years, unless you're a genetic freak like BJ Penn, who got his in 3. I don't grapple anymore. I haven't been able to due to injuries to my back. And because of work, I'm a construction worker. I had to make a choice between my career or my hobby. So now that I've rehabbed my back, I'm probably going to go back to it because I think Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, at least for me anyways, probably one of the best things I've ever done, both physically and mentally. Because if you have an ego and you go into something like that, you will never last. I mean, it's hard to get tapped out all the time, which is what's going to happen to you when you first start. So it beats that ego right out of you immediately, and it helps you grow a lot. Like it helps humble you and mature you a lot. And if you can stick with it, it's going to benefit you in many, many ways. So, I miss it. I'm going to go back to it, but I just haven't gone back yet. And I need to find a new gym because I don't live near the one I was training at before, but I will go back to it. And it's really good.
Kudos to you,
cool, man.
Having your back, man. That's good. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, we carry a lot of stuff on our shoulders, so I get a lot of compression on my spine. Yeah, so it was to the point where if I were to sit down, I wouldn't be able to straighten up when I stood up. So I had to. I couldn't roll at all. So I can lift weights now. I can I can work without pain. So I will go back. It's just, I have to be really careful about it.
Yeah. Please be careful.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think we can officially say this is the centerpiece of the night. Ashley Davidson.
Hey.
I know I'm gay, but my partner and I were both like, damn, when we were catching up on the last few weeks of episodes. You boys know what I mean. Canada flag, Canada flag. I suppose I'll ask a question. What do you guys think of the whole BioWare Anthem Kotaku thing?
Guess we're just like soggy pieces of meat lying out to dry.
I've grown up. I've been trained to think I'm basically chopped liver, so I'm okay in that role.
Listen, why don't we let the
first off, she better say thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. I'm somewhat convinced that my mother writes all these questions.
Nope, that was Ashley.
The BioWare thing is, for me anyways, upsetting. I've spoken about this before. I have a long history with that franchise. I think for the console crowd who grew to love BioWare with their original Xbox games like KOTOR and Jade Empire, amazing games. Mm-hmm. But there was a whole audience before that with Baldur's Gate and Neverwinter Nights, and they just had so many good games that we just fell in love with. So we fell in love with that studio too, and the studio almost got better as they were going. And when the doctors left, Ray and I can't remember his name. When they left around 2012, I think they left before Inquisition. The studio started changing. Inquisition, I thought, was really good. It had a few issues, but it was good. But then they started losing a lot of people. I mean, like they lost what's his name?
The doctors left with the EA buy or before?
They left in 2012, so you'd have to look at
so it was after
when it was.
EA bought them.
Because EA was going to buy them.
Because EA bought them after Mass Effect 1.
Like they lost, who was it? Mike Laidlaw. They lost a lot of people. Casey Hudson left, and he came back. They've had so much turnover that it doesn't surprise me that they're having all these issues. I mean, a studio that is expected to put out games of that quality without the same people. I mean, it's really upsetting, and it's more upsetting for me to see the kind of the work conditions that a lot of the developers have been placed into, because I know what it's like to work in hostile and stressful environments like that, and I don't wish that on anyone. And I think that the way a lot of the developers are being treated, I mean, you know, a game like Andromeda, where like someone works on that for 4 years of their life and people are just telling them to kill themselves on Twitter, like, you know, I think that's really gross, and it's just upsetting to me to see where the studio's at, to the point that they've had to address it. I mean, you know, even Anthem, even if you really like it, I think if you looked at it objectively and you're fair and honest about it, I think you could admit that that's not the game that you hoped it was going to be, or that they showed us at E3. I mean, so
the fact that they had to change the name like weeks before their E3 showing, and like at that point, like Anthem didn't mean anything, you know, like
it just bums me out, man. Like, because I'm such a huge fan of that studio. So to see where they're at right now, and just it sucks. I mean,
reading that they had to take you would see developers on 1 to 3 month stress leave. It's just like, what kind of darkest dungeon scenario are they running over there? And you know, that's, I mean, like one of the, I think Corey on the last live podcast, when they were talking about this, he said, man, I feel bad for dogging it as much as I did, because you know, and we don't know the conditions that games are made on a lot of times. And a lot of times we're just armchair talking about things. I mean, I think on this show, we do our level best to not be shitty.
Yeah.
But that sucks. Like the fact that EA is just relying on BioWare magic. It's like a lot of that,
like they're expecting the same magic out of a completely different crew, right? And you're not going to get it. And you know, I am concerned about the future of that studio.
Me too,
if I'm being honest. And I'm not trying to be negative or anything like that, because if I'm being honest, like, they're one of my favorite developers of all time. So I wish that they could kind of catch lightning in a bottle again, but it's a completely different crew. So, you know, I'm not expecting it. And I would not be surprised if BioWare does not make it all the way through the next generation of consoles.
I wouldn't be either.
I don't think they will.
I'm glad Jason Schreier wrote that article. And subsequently, he wrote an article in the New York Times about how the game industry needs to unionize. And I also like how a lot of game studio heads have come out, particularly Dave Lang at Iron Galaxy. He said, hey, you know how to not run your people into the ground? It really starts with you deciding to not do that.
Yeah.
And you know, and that is clearly a decision that is made. It's not just something that that is hoisted upon you. It's not something that just happens. You chose to do that. And the reason BioWare isn't what it used to be is probably because somewhere along the line somebody chose the scenario that has led them here.
Well, that's the reason why DICE isn't what they used to be.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason why was it Visceral?
Yeah, it's the reason why Visceral's gone.
That are gone. It is only a matter of time, in my opinion, before BioWare is DOA. Yeah. And they just kick them to the curb. The only thing probably saving them right now is the fact that they have a Dragon Age game on the horizon. I mean,
that they had to reboot.
Yeah,
and that's not even a saving thing, because EA could just cancel that.
You know, like when you look at the development cycle of Mass Effect Andromeda, and they were forced to reboot it and make the game that they put out in 18 months. Like, that's insane. They were already in development for God knows how long after 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then they rebooted, they restarted it and changed development with 18 months left. Like, what did you expect to happen, EA? What did you expect to happen?
There is also there's a lot of people who. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
There's a lot of people. I'm not a developer, but if you look at the way a lot of the developers talk about Frostbite, I mean, the games look great on Frostbite, but it's my understanding that for when you use Frostbite for games, it's not specifically made for, and that would be shooters. It poses a lot of technical issues. I mean, you only have to look at the way Anthem is to see that. And
is it an EA engine or a DICE engine? Sorry,
that's
it's EA's.
I mean,
well, like EA uses it.
Yeah. But it's DICE's engine, isn't it?
DICE's
engine,
yeah.
Okay. But EA uses it for
everything now.
Yeah. Okay. That's. I'm sorry.
I think the only first party that isn't using Frostbite is Respawn. Mm-hmm. I think they're still using Source.
They're still using Source, but I imagine they'll be moving if Valve put out a new one. But
which is funny because that's like the one genre that Frostbite would work with would be.
But sorry to cut you off, Phillips, but I
that's good.
Curious is because I thought that was DICE's engine, but
it looks really good. I mean, it looks great. I think Frostbite games look great, but when it's used for everything. Apparently it doesn't. It's not the easiest to work with.
Yeah.
Also, maybe you shouldn't use Frostbite for Madden either. Madden was rough last year.
Madden?
Yeah, and FIFA, and the hockey game, I guess.
Do they even know what the fuck they're doing over there?
I mean, I think EA is making decisions to benefit EA.
But it's not in the long run. That's their problem.
Right.
Like on paper, it sounds like a great idea, right? Yeah. Everybody uses the same engine. We can use shared technologies. We can teach each other things and use
abstractly. You think that speeds things up?
Right? Yeah, but it doesn't because the game, the engine is not working the way you want it to work. And
EA is making all kinds of games like sports games, shooters, open world RPGs, multiplayer. You know what I mean? Like it's just not.
I think EA's problem is the point where they're like they made an announcement where they're like, oh, we would love to have a series like Tomb Raider or Uncharted. Their problem is they meddle with stuff too much. They need to let their developers be able to develop their games and put them out.
They would love to have a game like Uncharted when they fired Amy Hennig.
Or that too. In my opinion, it's a goddamn miracle we got Apex Legends. I missed the Titanfall train because I didn't buy an Xbox One because I talked about it countless times. But anyways,
Titanfall 2 was great.
So I went with PlayStation 4 when Titanfall 2 came out. I bought it day one. Loved the hell out of it. You can ask Phillips. Him and I, we were in the trenches playing all the time with our boy Dominic.
I remember you guys talking about it. You
Mr. Buttervoice himself.
Oh yeah,
Mr. Buttervoice himself. But we had a blast with that game. And then when Jason Schreier was tweeting that, oh hey, hey, if you want to have your game leaked, have early adapters play it on Twitch. And then it was wait, what is this game? And then I played the game and I love the game. It's great. It's just, it's a battle royale. I'm glad that it's doing well. I don't have the time for it. You know, my shooters is Division 2 and obviously Borderlands now because the game of the year is out. But the fact that we got Apex Legends is just insane. And that needs to be the kick in the butt of EA to be just let us do our fucking thing. Just back the fuck off. Let your developers make their game and stop meddling so much and trying to control the numbers and trying to control what's happened and just let the games happen. It's almost kind of like how record studios used to control the artists in the studio. And it's you're not going to you need to let them just go in and do their thing and they will produce a good album. You know? But anyways, that's my piece on it. Sorry.
I think you're kind of right. I mean, I personally think the only thing saving BioWare at this particular point is Apex Legends.
That and the potential of Dragon Age. I don't want to rule that out. I think Dragon Age is kind of saving them too.
Because EA, as people were saying, EA has a Fortnite. It's going to continually make money because it is actually really goddamn good. It is the best battle royale game I've played.
And don't forget, they still have FIFA, which is the biggest sports game in the world.
Yeah. Right. So I mean, you look at it; they've got FIFA, they've got Apex Legends, and now they have this, Dragon Age on the horizon. Mm-hmm. So that is the only thing saving BioWare.
And don't forget, regardless of what we thought of Battlefront 2, that game still sold like gangbusters.
That's
because 80% of the public had no clue what was going on behind the scenes.
Yeah,
I haven't looked up what the subscriber numbers are recently, but a lot of people forget that BioWare still runs an MMO.
Yeah, the Star Wars one.
Star Wars.
Yeah. Old Republic.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question.
Are you running short on time, Matt?
I am, but that's fine. I'm not worried about it. What franchise would you, or this is from Deshaun Malone. What franchise would you like to see NetherRealm make into a fighting game?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
And his second question is Nintendo pushing the digital agenda just as much as the other companies? With Wolfenstein Youngblood not coming with a cart and eShop sales every 5 seconds, what's your take?
Well, First off, the cart isn't really Nintendo's call, is it? That's Bethesda's call?
It's probably the developer's call.
Yeah,
the carts are expensive, and that's Nintendo's issue. But I don't think it's an agenda, in a negative way. I mean, all the platform holders get a bigger cut of a digital sale.
Yeah,
they cut out the middleman, they cut out the retailer, right? So I mean, it makes sense for all those platform holders to want to have all their purchases be there.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Oh, fighting game? You'll have to come back to me.
I said Turtles after playing Injustice and seeing the Turtles in Injustice. I was like, man, this is all I want now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick something really stupid because why not? I'm gonna go with Lego.
Lego fighting game.
Lego fighting game made by
Lego Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, that's right.
Man.
I want an indie fighting game. It's like something that's got like Castle Crashers in it.
Yeah, like Indie Smash Brothers.
Oh, you mean Brawl Out?
Smash Brothers, huh?
You mean Brawl Out?
Yeah, sure. Like, give me the Hyperlight Drifter character. Give me the Journey character. Give me a Castle Crasher character.
Isn't that basically Brawl Out minus Castle Crasher's character?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That actually exists. Never mind.
Brawl Out has the dude from Guacamelee, has Ukulele, has Shovel Knight, has Hyperlight Drifter guy.
Okay.
Has some kind of weird frog dude.
NetherRealm can't make it to Sean because somebody already did.
I'm trying to think of what fighting games I want, and I honestly do not know.
I mean, I don't really care about fighting games, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and I mean,
what about Star Wars?
If you would have
Masters of Terrascasi 2,
but he's asking about a new one.
Yeah, you could make a new one.
I mean, I'd like to see more Shaolin Monk games personally.
Another Def Jam.
Yeah, that'd be all right. Those games were all right, I think. But like my immediate answers would be like Dragon Ball, but we have Dragon Ball Fighters. And if you would have asked me, years and years ago, I would have said Persona would make a really good fighting game, but then Arxis made that game, and it's really good. Yeah, I think they're probably.
I think the problem with us is like we don't have any like courage current knowledge of fighters. Like we're not in the fighting game world.
Yeah, that's just not.
So
us.
like a lot of us are throwing out like, I mean, like Ninja Turtles would be awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah, you know how many like villains and characters they could pull from. You know how many eras and how many like I don't know. I always think like that would be awesome to see. That.
I mean, in NetherRealm has already done DC. They've got Injustice and Justice 2. So
they already did Turtles. I mean, the Turtles are in Injustice 2. Like,
right, but I'm saying it would be weird for them to do like a Marvel, which was freaking butchered by.
They pitched a Marvel game,
Infinite, but I feel being outside of the fighting arena because I don't play fighters, I really can't sit there and say like, oh, this would be great for them to do. You know what I mean? So,
I mean, I like Phillips's idea of a Star Wars fighting game, but eventually,
maybe like a Jedi, like
what is that? Is that just Jedi's fighting? I mean, because then
no. Like you could do other things. Like it could be a blade and
Boba Fett, and you could have whoever.
Boba Fett. Yeah. Boba Fett can like shoot some lasers, and you gotta dodge them with your lightsaber. I don't know. I know y'all will love that. That's why I did it.
I would always play as Greedo. You have to have Greedo in. If you make a Star Wars game, you have to have Greedo in it.
Does he shoot first?
Well, that's the joke.
Okay. And then as for Nintendo pushing the digital agenda,
they're just catching up.
Look, man, I actually think Nintendo is doing the least agenda pushing. And I think they are reacting to whatever agendas are already on the table. I feel like
I don't know. Nintendo Labo VR looks pretty state of the art to me. That cardboard, man.
This is not an ironclad statement.
You're right. It's a cardboard clad statement.
Fuck off.
If you want my honest opinion, Deshaun, Nintendo's not pushing a digital agenda. They are just trying to jump in with PSN.
Where did he go?
I've never seen Moose fall asleep in the middle of an answer.
I fall asleep in the middle of an answer.
Not my honest opinion.
I was trying to like interrupt the monkeys talking.
And all you did was make us laugh.
Were you dreaming about those monkeys?
Jesus Christ.
I'm Moose. I'm in the jungle. Monkeys are talking.
Jungle? I'm in the wilderness of Michigan trying to fight off these fucking wolves.
What is happening right now?
I don't know, man. That people's elbow is kicking in, though.
Yeah, it is.
All right.
Did Cardi B pour that drink for you?
Ooh, easy.
One now. I think.
How do you feel about Cardi B, Moose?
I really don't know. I haven't listened to her stuff, so I have no clue.
Her album from last year is really good.
I don't better. They doesn't know what we're talking about.
I don't agree with like drugging guys and then robbing them, but I don't know. I don't know what kind of life she's living, what kind of situation she's in, so I can't.
I think she was in that situation.
What I'm saying is I don't know all the facts, so I can't judge.
Okay.
I don't even know what you guys are talking about. I was just trying to get you to say she was trash.
Anyway,
we know what you were doing. I think he knows what you were doing.
I don't think he does.
I'm going to bed.
All right. Okay, hang on.
I got one more question, Moose. You can't go anywhere yet.
Yeah, we got one more question.
One more question. Don't get upset. I love you. Happy birthday.
The bread of this episode was dogging Moose. Megan Green, patient zero of Nerds Gone Rogue. What game will make you dive into the next gen? first?
Bloodborne 2.
Exactly.
I think I said I would get a PlayStation 5 when Horizon 2 came out, and I would get an Xbox when Halo Infinite comes out.
I can second the first part of that statement, but not the latter. I'd go with Horizon 2. If it was Horizon 2 and maybe not Bloodborne, and Bloodborne was coming, like if they said, hey, we're going to drop Horizon 2 during launch, and Bloodborne 2 is like launch window, down. I'd buy a PS5 like day one.
That was how I approached this generation. I was initially waiting for Bloodborne to come out before I got a PS4, but then they announced Diablo, and I'm like, yep, now I'm in.
Yeah.
Or they announced Diablo for PS4.
Yeah, because that came out like the next.
It came out like the year before the PS4 came out, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it did.
Diablo 3 came out the year before the PS4 launched.
Yeah, but I meant the PS4 version came out like the year after it.
Yeah, but so did Bloodborne.
Bloodborne came in 2 years.
Right. Okay, whatever. I was waiting for Bloodborne. Diablo 3 was announced for PS4, and I'm like, okay, that'll be my jumping in point. I don't know what'll make me jump in first because I don't know what's available on it. Well, I will. I mean, because yes, Bloodborne 2, Horizon 2. If Last of Us 2 makes it this gen, if Ghost of Tsushima makes it this gen, I don't know.
Death Stranding.
Fuck Death Stranding.
Okay. All you had to say was no.
I mean, show me what that game is, and then I'll think about it.
Right. I agree.
I'm more interested in what we don't know is happening.
Right.
I mean, we talk like at the beginning of every year, we talk about our most anticipated thing. My most anticipated thing always is what's going to surprise me. Mm-hmm. Because most of what's coming out, I at least have thoughts on already. Because I want that to be good. But I also want new stuff.
Yeah.
So the right new thing, and I don't know what that is, will always be the thing that pulls me. I know that's probably not the best answer, but it's my answer.
Phillips.
For me, it's because I play on PC and console, so in terms of Xbox or third-party stuff, I don't think of it as generationally, I guess, like next gen. What I would do in that case, so if there's I love Sony's exclusives, so if there's a great Sony exclusive that I really want to play, I don't know what it is. It could be anything. That'll make me want to jump to next gen for the console side, because that's the only place I can play those games.
NAC 3.
It's possible. And
good game's a good game, Matt.
On the PC side, so I'll relate this to the way I would upgrade my system, which would be comparable to getting
Total War Attila.
Oh, fuck yeah. I love Total War, man. And so basically, when I want to upgrade my video card, I will look at the performance I'm getting, and if there's a new game, let's say Cyberpunk, and I would see it on my video card, maybe it wasn't running up to the speed I wanted, that's the kind of game that would make me upgrade my video card. Like a showstopper, like a benchmark kind of game like that. So there's nothing right now that I can think of that I wouldn't be able to play acceptably for me. Nothing can run Crysis. But in terms of the console side, it'll definitely be any of the Sony stuff. I just think they're knocking it out of the park with their first party stuff. I've loved it, most of the stuff on PS4. So
Xbox, you're going to buy an Xbox again?
No, I don't, because I don't have to. I mean,
yeah, everything's on PC.
Well, the thing was, the best and only place to play Sony games is on PS4 or PS5 or whatever it is. The best place to play Xbox games is not on an Xbox console, and I don't mean that to be inflammatory. It's just that the best performing versions of those games are on PC. And so I have a PC, so I don't have to buy an Xbox console.
I mean, that's the thing with Xbox becoming a platform, right? Is like,
yeah,
you don't
and
need
I
the
don't,
box to play their games.
I'm not saying that to put down someone's purchase. I mean, I have an Xbox
no.
as well.
I mean,
so,
some people just prefer the plug and play nature of a console, and that's where the Xbox comes
and that's
in.
fine. And it's great that option exists for you. So I try to be careful when I say stuff. Like, I don't mean it to piss someone off. So I'm not like trashing Xbox, but I don't have to purchase that specific piece of hardware anymore. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And that's it.
Anybody else have anything to add?
No.
Cool. I think that brings episode 140 to an end.
140, motherfuckers.
Yeah, 10 from 150. 60 from 200.
It's true.
Can you keep going?
I mean,
I can go all night long, buddy.
I could keep going, but I would.
Oh, I meant with your counting.
Oh, yeah, definitely. 160 away from 3. I don't know what you want from me.
We'll do a B-sides.
Yeah. and we'll do a B-sides on
Counting.
So yes, that has been episode 140 of Nerds Gone Rogue. My name is Matthew Keel. You can find me at infinite_rewind on every social media platform imaginable. You can email the show here, ngrradiopodcast@gmail.com, and you can have your questions read just like those individuals we just read their questions from. I think that's how that sentence works. Yeah, check out ngrradio.com for all of our content. And you can also find Moose. Tell us about Nerds Gone Platinum. You can find him at Sven.
You can find me at Sven on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and PSN Network. You can also check me out and Jason and Jeff hosting. We host live Tuesday nights, usually around 9 o'clock. Nerds Gone Platinum, talk about the PlayStation platform. You can email us questions, comments, and concerns at nerdsgoneplatinum@gmail.com. Tweet us at ng_platinum. We are also doing a Days Gone giveaway. So check us out at YouTube. You can just search Nerds Gone Platinum or go to YouTube Nerds Gone Platinum. I forget what the link is. We just got it like
youtube.com/nerdsgoneplatinum.
youtube.com/nerdsgoneplatinum. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. But anyways, we're doing a Days Gone giveaway. We will announce the winner the show Tuesday, which will be before the game comes out, and then we'll get you the code so that you can pre-order the game and have it downloaded so you can play it on the Friday that it comes out, which is the 26th, I believe. So
yes,
enter that contest. Go check out our video on YouTube so you know all the rules. But that's pretty much that.
Cool. Phillips, we can only find you here.
That's correct. Unless you play World of Warcraft.
Maybe our fans do. I can hear Ashley and Megan making accounts right now.
Save your best joke for the very end.
Ashley and Megan, I'm so sorry. It's just funny. It's so cute. It's just
we don't quite know what's happened to Moose right now, so we apologize.
I like watching him blush, and y'all make him blush. So
if you guys are writing these questions just to make me blush, I'll be very
no. I don't even have time to write like questions.
He's too busy taking people's elbows, Phillips.
Yes,
that's true.
I'm in here taking people's elbows. So
Ashley and Megan have been fans for a while. They predate you.
Yes.
And
thank you for listening, ladies.
They have been wonderful, and long may they continue to support.
Thank you for welcoming me.
Corey, take us home.
You can find me at CoreyNHG713 on Twitter and CoreyNHG on Instagram and Twitch. You can also find me on Nintendo Pow Block, our Nintendo show, and various other things on Nerds Gone Rogue. You can find all of our content on ngrradio.com. You can find our collective live streams on ngrradio.com/live whenever somebody wants to, stream live somewhere, maybe. I think that's it for now. I'm tired. you can find us live on youtube.com/ngrradio on Monday nights, or you can check out a nicely edited version of that show on Monday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern time on your podcast service.
Edited.
Hey, man, there's a little magic wand that cleans it up.
The Nerds Gone Rogue magic.
No, I actually have been
together in the last year.
I've actually been really trying the last couple weeks.
You've done good, I think.
You can also find the podcast split out into videos throughout the week. If you don't want to listen to a 2-hour-long show on YouTube, you can listen to segments. Yeah, I think that's it. I want to thank everybody so much for watching. So glad you guys are here. And until next week, we love you.
Banana and out. Welcome.
I don't know.
Let's just leave it roll and see what Moose does next.
I know. I'm just waiting to see what he does.
That's kind of why I'm leaving it roll.
Feels like one of those assholes that says he's taking a picture and the people are posing, but he's actually taking a video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm that guy. I do that all the time.
You would do that. Yeah, I know.
I would.
Podcast Viagra. It's been too big for too long.
Moose, do we have enough bandwidth to maintain your ego tonight?
I don't have an ego.
I got sunburned today. I'm not very excited about this.
Do you now have an over 40 and feeling foxy t-shirt?
No, I don't.
All right.
I'm going to get you one.
Jason said I need to pay attention more, so I'm going to pay attention.
Did anyone get you a card that says it's better to be over the hill than buried under it?
Yeah, that's true.
No, but I wish they did. That would have been awesome. Damn, man.
This is why we're friends.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to, this summer we'll do a training video. You guys are going to come up here. We'll go to the gym together.
Okay.
No.
Yes.
I'm not going to the gym.
I'll hit the gym.
Fucking right you are.
I'll let you guys go to the gym. I'm gonna stay home and eat.
I think Gideon would be a really good personal trainer.
I don't have time to
Are
measure
you
things.
fucking kidding me? You got 10 more reps.
I don't have time for kilograms though.
It's like drinking a beer while you
Smoking a cigarette, drinking a beer while he's yelling at you.
Do I need to fucking show you how it's done? And
5 minutes.
I had to show you guys because I'm in a vinyl group. They were asking what your first vinyl purchase was. So mine was this Return of the Jedi 7-inch that I still have.
Dude, that is awesome.
Oh yeah, it's the read along, so it has like the story in it and everything. And you put the 7-inch on. I've had it since I was a kid. You put the 7-inch on and it plays like all the sounds and stuff like that.
Did you didn't purchase that though?
Yeah, I did when I was a kid.
Was it given?
You used your own money? He used his own money?
Well, I was a little kid, but my parents took me to the store to get it. But that's the first thing I remember buying.
Okay.
Okay. So
you know how you get allowance?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was his allowance. All right, I'll be right back. I gotta go get the people's elbow.
Wait, what?
I heard the same thing, and I was like, "The Rock's there."
I just stopped questioning what Moose.
I gotta go get the people's. It's like you gotta take a blow to the face. I don't know.
Is that what he calls his podcast outfit?
Yes.
With the glasses and everything. Is that? Oh, that's his podcast persona. All right, time for Moose to go to bed. People's elbows.
People's elbows waking up. My time to shine.
I never should have told Moose that Andre the Giant had an estate in North Carolina.
Shut your fucking whore mouth.
You never should have told him that.
It's the name of the beer, you fucking douche.
But
Eagle Elbow, hazy IPA.
You didn't explain that when
Yeah,
you
you were, like, we were half expecting you to drop one on the camera or something like that.
That's like me saying I'm gonna go get We Are All Infinite Energy vibrating at the same frequency. You're gonna think I'm a stoned out hippie fucker.
I had to go get it out of the freezer because I like the beer that I'm drinking during the podcast to last a little longer. And out of the fridge, they're not that cold.
So you get like brain freeze?
No, they're not that cold. So I put them in the freezer to chill them even further, and then they're all good for a longer period.
It reminds me of when Bart shakes up Homer's beer can and the paint shaker. When he opens it, the nuclear explosion goes off.
Exactly, that's what I was thinking too.
Oh, that's good.
I'm starting this show broken. It's been a while since this has happened.
Oh,
all right.
This is what happens when we hang out together.
I know.
Yeah.
Like this kind of thing, like PSN parties, podcasting. Like this is how friends hang out now.
That's right.
Yeah.
We need to get you in more PSN parties, bro.
Well, I'm hopefully getting.
You need to get on PS4 and get yourself to World Tier 5. Like,
because I can't go on my PlayStation anytime Greg's awake because he plays on mine, and he plays under my account. So when I log on, it logs him out. So I said, all right, when you're awake, I won't go on the PlayStation.
That's fair. That's totally fair. I support that 100%.
That is a loving father.
Selfish little fucker.
That is the correct father, right?
Yeah.
I got him a Switch just for this, so he could play his Splatoon and all this stuff. And he doesn't want to play anymore. Now he's bored of Mario Kart.
Yeah. Now he's bored of Mario. What's he playing on PS4?
Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2. He's obsessed with it. He loves it.
I'm glad you got to see them this weekend too.
2 of them, yeah. I took them to I haven't seen Ellie since December 2nd. But I took Greg and Zoe to Play Place. I posted that video.
I saw that.
Everyone else said.
You and Zoe.
Yeah, so they have a lot of cool stuff there. Like they have I'll take some more pictures. Like they have like a little it's almost like a little Mario Kart track where they have these little bicycles, and a bunch of slides. They have a lot of fun there though.
Cool. All right, shall we, gentlemen?
Wherever you are.
It's 1,000 degrees in here.
I know it's super hot here. I don't know what to do with myself.
It's really hot here too.
I was gonna turn the heat down before we start.
It's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. You do that.
Okay, go deal. I'll get myself ready here.
I'm gonna take my hoodie off because it's hot.
I mean, if we're getting naked.
Naked.
Oh my god! It doesn't help that like I just recently came back from the gym, so I'm still.
We can't be naked on YouTube, can we? I know it's Twitch. You can't.
You could be topless, yeah.
On YouTube?
Yeah, look at all the fitness channels.
Okay.
There was for a long time. There was a lady who did nude interviews. You couldn't tell she was nude.
Who was she?
I remember Greg Miller was on her channel.
I know who you're talking about. No, she was topless. It just cut off like.
Yeah, like all it looked like is she was just like naked from the neck up. So it's not like.
Yeah.
A good bit.
I remember she was like she was impressed.
Yes.
She was impressed that Greg was the only interview she had up to that point that got on shirtless as well.
Yeah, he took his shirt off. Well, I mean, he takes his shirt off all the time.
Yeah, he likes it.
I take my shirt off.
I ain't got no problem with that.
I'm neither.
When I lose about another 50 pounds, I'll take my shirt off for the show.
We could start a new after hours podcast called Nudes Gone Rogue.
No, we're not doing that.
We could.
Nope. I am shooting.
You're one of apparently 2 voices, and the third still, the juror's still out. But 2 out of 4. That's a winning. That's a. We've almost got it. Now we just got to convince Matt. And in your opinion, doesn't fucking matter. We'll go. We'll do Nudes Gone Rogue.
Which Matt?
You.
Oh. Can I do like tank tops gone rogue? I'll wear a tank top.
You can wear a tank top.
I'll do a tank top.
No, you better leave your shirt on. We don't want to see those 6-pack abs and all those.
We don't need. We don't need.
You know what? Though?
We don't need.
You know what? Though?
Having a meltdown.
If he was on Nudes Gone Rogue, our female listenership would go.
Or male listenership.
Or male, you never know.
Well, true. Okay. Well, you know,
I'm open-minded.
Yeah.
So y'all just want somebody to love.
That's right.
As long as he has Canadian flags over his nipples, I'll be okay.
I can do that.
Canada tassels.
It'll be like syrup taps.
Instead of tape, they're just Tim Hortons mini trays. with
now, what is wrong with syrup? Honestly,
nothing.
All right. Nothing. Have you seen Super Troopers?
Yes.
I've seen the Canadian flag.
I've also seen the Greed documentary on Netflix, which
I have not seen that.
About the whole the whole
maple syrup conglomerate.
Yeah, the whole maple syrup mafia, if you want to call it that.
Fuck. You guys have no idea, man. Al Capone didn't have shit on the maple syrup mafia up here.
Dude, it is crazy up there.
The streets are paved with it.
All right.
The Mapleotti.
Maple syrup mafia. That's our new Canadian rap name.
That's going to be my podcast. That's the BC podcast.
Some nice Canadians are going to download it while they're drinking coffee.
If I ever get the chance to, I'll troll a listener and say that I use maple syrup to water cool my PC.
Also a good adhesive.
Yeah, shuts everything down. Okay, so we ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.